A tumultuous off-season. We saw the departure from the competition of Burnie and Devonport. It's great to finally get the footy underway. And what a better way to get it underway than a local derby between North Launceston and Launceston here at the beautiful, wonderful UTAS Stadium. Perfect conditions for football. We're nearly at the end of daylight savings, so there's still a fair bit of sunshine on the ground as we start off the game. But conditions fantastic, crowd building up, and it should be a great contest between two of the fiercest rivals in football in Tasmania. Helping me bring you the action this evening here on all sorts of platforms. I'll get to that in a minute, but let me introduce my co-commentators. First of all, good afternoon from Talking Sport Tasmania host and also Fontyn Sports Media, Rick Fontyn.
David Mohr, great to be here at UTAS Stadium, and as you said, it's great to be back at the footy. It's been an incredible off-season, but all we want to do is see great football, and I think we're going to see a terrific clash here tonight. As you mentioned, beautiful conditions, a little bit of a breeze, but a good crowd. I reckon I'd say probably 1,800 to a couple of thousand almost. I think it's pretty good. They'd be very happy with this, and this should be an absolute belter. That's
right, it's been a great day of footy and lots of results already in the bank for both teams in various competitions. Also helping us out tonight, we've got Michael Walker, ex-City South and South Launceston champion. G'day, Michael.
G'day, Dave. Geez, the champion bit threw me there, but thank you. It's great to be back, and just thinking about the footy that's been played to date already today. It's really good to see both clubs working together to have some junior games and the female version of football playing as well before us today, which has led to the crowd that we've got, Rick. So that's congratulations to both clubs for taking that on board.
There's a special cup, isn't there, Rick, that we're playing for across the day today?
Yeah, the Phil Edwards Cup, of course. The late Phil Edwards from the Examiner was a great advocate for sport right around the northern region, and his love of football is being recognised here tonight, and we heard from his daughter on the ground just pre-game as well, which was wonderful and certainly appreciated by everyone that was here in attendance. So it's a pretty special night. It's a great way to kick off the season on Good Friday. The reigning premiers taking on the big improvers of 2017 in Launceston, and really looking forward to it.
I mentioned before, there's plenty of ways to watch and listen to tonight's game. You might be listening on City Park Radio locally here in Lonnie and the Tamar Valley, 96.5 and 103.7 FM. There's also our live stream at cityparkradio.com. But also lots of other platforms. I think we're on the TSL Facebook page. We're on YouTube. There's also a link on YouTube. And I think TSL TV has kicked off on the TSL app as well. So lots of ways to watch and listen to tonight's action. We're about to finish in Melbourne. It's in the last quarter there. So we'll be the only game in town after that. And it's going to be an absolute ripper with both teams. Got new recruits that we're very excited to see, haven't we, Michael? Looking at some of the new players, especially in Launceston. Let's start off with them. Mitch Thorpe is probably a big draw card tonight.
You would like to think so, Dave. Yeah, Mitch Thorpe. You've got Dylan Riley, both coming over from Devonport. Bo Sharman as well. Another interesting one, household name in footy, especially in Victoria, is Anthony Liberatore, number 36. So really excited to see what these guys can bring, along with the mix of the young guys they blooded last year. And they're going to come up all right this year. They just fell short last year, and they'd be keen to make amends to that.
Now, Rick, on last night on Talking Sport Tasmania, you had a chat to Sam Lonigan. A few interesting things came out of that interview.
Yeah, he certainly did, and he was very candid and open and honest, particularly around that 2016 season, of course, that he had to sit out, and he was very candid in terms of the fact that he really had to give a lot of thought as to whether he would continue in football, and it came down. He spoke to his family and he honoured his commitment to Launceston, and of course came back last year. That was the first thing that struck me, the fact that he's just a really honest guy that is really pleased to be back here in Launceston. Of course, he was drafted from the Launceston Football Club back in 2005 to Essendon. So that was terrific. The other one is a young man that he really thinks could be on the cusp of having a terrific season. He spoke very highly of Brendan Taylor. Yep. So we're really looking forward to seeing him out here on the park, number 17. And he's just out there at the moment with the boys inside the 50 at the city end of the ground, just going through their final warm-up. So looking forward to seeing how the young man goes.
Now on stats tonight, we've got Dave Gruber over there on the left-hand side of the panel. He's going to be looking at all the team stats for both North Launceston and Launceston, so we'll hear from those during the call. Also at quarter time and half time, three-quarter time. We've got our two boundary riders down there. Chris Sayer is new to the team. He's giving us a wave down there. And also Adam Warney-Child, a regular on the boundary for City Park Radio, the best in the business, their team down there. So they'll bring us any news from the boundary and also news from the huddles at three-quarter time, quarter time and half time. So the full team in attendance tonight here. Michael, just I know you follow the NTFA a fair bit. There's a man that sort of snuck into the North Launceston side by the name of Jordan Cousins. What can you tell me about him?
Look, he's excelled at Rachel Lee Football Club for a few years now, and he's quick, he's got strength, got a penetrating left foot kick, and he should fit into this team really well. I'm really interested as to see where he actually lines up.
Rick mentioned before the Phil Edwards Cup, and I think I might just have a moment just to go through some of the results very quickly from earlier today. In the under-17 girls, it was North Launceston by 11 points. In the under-16 boys, North Launceston defeated North Launceston by 11 points. 12 points was the margin in the under-18s, and in the Mercury Cup, it was a massive win to Launceston over North Launceston by 104 points. Now, down on the boundary, we've got Adam Warney-Child, who's going to set the scene for us down there. Warney, what are the conditions like?
G'day guys, beautiful night here for our first round of the TSL action, and yeah, it's a nice evening. Not too much wind about. It's blowing slightly across the grounds, but I don't think that's going to have any effect on the play at all. Both sides are going in as they were named, so no late changes for this round one clash, and North Launceston will be kicking towards the northern end of the ground, the Invermate Park end of the ground. So that's what we've got going on at the moment. It's about 17 degrees at the moment, so a beautiful evening for footy. And there's the bottom stand here in the RACT stand is starting to fill up, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of atmosphere here this evening.
And you'll be able to concentrate fully tonight, Warney, because there won't be much fantasy action going on.
No, there won't be, but I'll be counting up some stats here. I think I might make Mitch Thorpe my captain. I think he could kick about 5 goals tonight in these conditions. I think he'll be excited for his first hit out for the Blues.
No worries, Warney. Talk to you again during the call. That's Adam Warney-Child down there on the boundary for City Park Radio. We're looking at the forward line there for the Bombers, Michael. They're down there already as Launceston are still in their huddle. We've got a couple minutes to go, but of course Bart McCulloch, we have to mention him, ex-Brisbane Lion, had a great season last year. If he stays fit, he should have a big 2018.
He certainly should, Dave, and down there his other forward, you've got Zach Burt and Tom Bennett, and when you play those three guys up forward, they would have, the last 2 or 3 years, would kick over 150 goals between them each year, I would have thought. So it's a pretty potent forward line, which Launceston backline will have to be on their best to stop that, I think.
Those watching the stream, it's an interesting situation at the moment because we've got North Launceston in their positions, Rick, well before the start at 6:30, and Launceston still in their huddle.
It's like they thought it was a 6:25 start, but it's not. Now, Mike, I'm going to put you on the spot here. One of the great names in football here, Sharon Egger. Now that's a magnificent name, isn't it? Sharon, as a Christian name. He's down there in the forward line. Do you know much about him?
Rick, I have to display my ignorance. No, I don't know a lot about Sharon.
I do know a little bit about Sharon.
There's not many people Dave doesn't know about.
Well, I watched him a bit last year when he played for Devonport, and he played some very good games for the Devonport Magpies because they didn't have the best of seasons, but he's an up-and-coming young player. He was named in the back line, I noticed, but he looks like he's in the forward unit there at the moment. So watch out for Sharon Egger, number 31. Of course, we mentioned Anthony Liberatore, inside midfielder, number 36 for Launceston. So look out for him. And it's going to be a fantastic contest. Let's see who we're all picking, boys, on the panel. First of all, you, Mike, who do you think is going to win?
Dave, it's going to be very close. If I had to pick a winner at this stage, I'd go Launceston by a couple of goals.
Rick?
Yeah, I think North still look pretty good on paper to me. I think agree with Michael. It'll be a close game, but I think the reigning premiers will just get up.
I agree with that. I just think their defence is a little bit stronger than Launceston's, although Launceston have got some good players back there, and young Vandervelde, Jimmy Aganis, Joey Boyce, etc. But I just think that North Launceston unit of in defence, they've been so good over a number of years now, and I think they might just hold sway. It's going to be a great contest. We're looking at Mitch Thorpe down there. He's lining up against Zach Burt. It could be a matchup. Or is it Connie Young? I think it might be Connie Young on Mitch Thorpe. So we're about to get underway for season 2018. All the talking's over. It's time to watch some footy at TSL level. And it's the local rivals, Launceston and North Launceston. And to take us through the first quarter, the start of the game, here's Rick Fontyn from Fontyn Sports Media.
So the lights are on, the sunlight just beginning to go over the top of the stadium, and the umpires Matthew Clark, Cameron Doyle and Tom McIntyre to get us underway here in the centre of the ground. It's Hamish Leadham in the ruck for Launceston, Alex Lee for North, Not a bad bounce. Lee comes in over the top there. In the middle of the ground as well is Walsh. North Launceston will come forward for the first time. Walsh there storms through the pack as well. Plenty of players around the ball. Whitford gets a quick kick inside 50. Can a mark be taken? It will be. All alone and taking the mark is Bennett. Tom Bennett will kick from about 40 metres out. So we've only been going a matter of seconds.
Mark Walsh was sensational then, Maxie.
He was. He just attacked the ball. One attempt, second attempt, just kept pushing it forward.
So Bennett, 45-degree angle, kicking to the Invermay Park side of the ground. Breeze just favouring that end. Moves in. Nice-looking drop punt over the straight over the goal umpire's head. So first blood to North Launceston. Inside a minute, they're a goal. Launceston yet to score.
Well, that's the dream start for the Bombers there, Maxie.
It's a great start, and started from the middle with Alex Lee. I'm not quite sure if he's 100% fit, Alex. He's got that left calf heavily strapped.
So back in the middle. First goal of the season within the first minute. Great individual effort from Mark Walsh. A great season in 2017. Fantastic grand final. Kicked a number of goals. So Hamish Leadham, skipper of the Blues, up against Lee, ex-Devonport player. Umpire takes a while over the bounce. It favours Leadham. He gets it to his feet. Out to the side. Taken by Hines. He's tackled immediately. Ball's released. Paul Freeman's in there for the Blues. It's not a positive passage of play. Finally, it does come out. Quick kick forward. Still in the centre circles. Umpire waiting a long time. McEntee, before he comes in, decides to ball it up. Right in the centre of UTAS Stadium. 1 goal straight, 6 North Launceston. Launceston yet to score. Ball thrown up. Leadham and Lee wrestle. Right at their feet. Lee tries to get a kick away. Taylor gets a handball out towards Vandervelde. Can't take possession. Hines is met heavily. Umpire says it's okay. Hines releases the ball. But it's holding the ball now. It's against Jake Hines. Players get thrown out of the pack indiscriminately. It's a bit unfortunate there. I thought the ball actually emerged. But penalised was Jake Hines. Walsh again. Kicks towards half forward. Here's Cox Goodyear, 8 goals in the grand final. Picks it up. Is he going to start in a similar fashion? Tries to get it to move further to the right. He can't do so. Off to the left, it's 1 behind. North Launceston 1-1-7. Launceston yet to score. And the time clock's not working, but we've been playing about 3 minutes.
Good start for North. The reigning premiers, Dylan Riley, with the kicking in duties, will kick to himself and kick out towards the railway side of UTAS Stadium. It's a good kick looking for Leadham. Excellent kick and a bit of a juggling attempt, and he finally takes the mark. Good distance, about 60 metres on that kick. You look towards centre wing. It's going to go over the top, though, straight through the fingers there of Event, and crosses the boundary line on the true centre wing position here. The sun crowd a little bit spattered on the other side. They've obviously got the sun in their eyes at the moment, but a very, very healthy crowd here at UTAS Stadium this evening. Beautiful conditions for football. It's North 1-1, leading Launceston, really yet to get out of the centre of the ground. Good throw in by the boundary umpire. Goes straight over the ruckman. Getting met front on there was Kelly Mansell for Launceston. He'll be a key tonight for them as well. Had a good season in 2017. Players on top, and we're going to get a ball up.
Bit congested early, Maxie.
It is. Yep, bit scrappy, but everyone's fresh. They'll be right.
Leadham gets it down only as far as Walsh, though. Gets a kick forward. Play on, says the umpire. The ball coming in towards 50. It's going to beat Riley over the boundary line. In pursuit there by Zach Bird as well. So about 60 metres around from the North Launceston goal. They're making all the running at the moment. And no physicality at the moment, Maxie. It's been a pretty quiet start. Everyone really intent on the ball and trying to get a good start to the game.
It has been, Rick, and an interesting matchup. Vandervelde on McCulloch. It will be interesting to see how that unfolds tonight.
As young Ben Simpson from Scotch Oakburn College comes onto the ground for North. The ball, meanwhile, though, goes towards full forward. Ball comes down about 15 metres out from goal. Players on top. Good strong tackle there by, looks like Agandis it was. And it's going to be a free kick going Launceston's way, and it might be going to him.
Joey Boyce.
No, Boyce has got it, and he'll kick to his teammate and finds Riley. Defensive 50. Looks to go short. Does. And it's a good kick. He's going to get the handball back here too. And kicks it wide, and too wide. And it beats Jay Blackberry over the boundary line for a throw-in.
Boundary throw-in about 60 metres around from the North Launceston goal. They lead 7 points to 0. And we've been playing about 5 minutes here at UTAS Stadium. Dying days of daylight saving, so still some sun drenching the far side of the oval. Handball comes out to Palfreyman, great season last year. Inside out kick there by Savage, only goes as far as Whitford, throws it on the boot, ugly kick. Play on, says the umpire, does he? Almost a mark taken there to Pearce, who's met by Aganis. He drops the ball. Handball out of congestion, straight to Leadham. Not a great handball from Leadham, he coughs it up. Taken now by North Launceston. Simpson kicks laterally. Now this might backfire on him as it's coming out towards Blackberry. Intelligently kicks straight off the ground. Up here towards Smith. He's got Whiting on if he can get over the top. He can't quite get the handball away. Well done, Jack Event. Handball's come out now, North Launceston defence. Now it's kicked inside once again by Launceston. Thorpe's there, one out with Young. Falls to the front of the pack, taken by North Launceston by Tang, the new player. The recruit from Port Melbourne. And he gets a short kick. It's marked at half back by Event. He now goes laterally towards Connor Young, still deep inside his defensive 50. Young goes back, not a fantastic kick really. It's going to go over the boundary line. It's going to beat his teammate there in Alex Lee. So about 70 metres around from the Launceston goal now. It's their first foray. Groups, that's the first Launceston inside 50 just then, was it? It was. So their first attacking move. And if Jake Smith had just got it over to Sonny Whiting there was an opportunity for him to run into an open goal. But great defensive effort there from Jackie Event. Boundary throw in. Leadham, great work there towards Taylor, who can't quite take it with him. And it'll be a ball up about 60 metres out from the Launceston goal. It's North Launceston 1-1-7. Launceston yet to score.
So good start from North. The reigning premiers, of course, from 2017. Looking to get their season off to a great start against the big improvers in Launceston. Tapped down there by Leadham. Ball still bottled in there, trying to get it out. A lot of players around the ball. And I think the umpire's going to have to come in here and do it all over again. 60 around from the Launceston goal. So we've just been ticking over 6.5 minutes, opening term, season 2018. Lee taps it down. Looks for his teammate there in Sharman. Can't break clear though. Strong tackle from Cousins. And we're going to get another ball up. So not a lot happening here at the moment.
Half-time, Rick, we'll have Damien Gill from AFL Tasmania who's going to give us a report on the Tigers North Hobart game. Big win of the Tigers there.
Good Cox Goodger. He can't break clear. And we're really struggling here. A little bit of a shove going on. Benny Simpson being thrown away there by his Launceston opponent, young Jakey Hines. Two youngsters going at it. But not much doing. Leadham gets a tap. Beautiful tap there. Finds Blackberry. Kicks it inside 50 to full forward. Thorpe's got two on him. Can't take the mark. Playing for a free kick. Quick snap over the back is just off to the right. So first score of the night for Launceston. They're behind. North 1-1-7.
Kick in. It was Jake Smith there. He almost fashioned a beautiful goal. And a great way to start the season for the Blues. The long kick out. Here looking for Lee in front of Leadham. Strong hands. Alex Lee in front. Thinks about a handball. He goes now to Foon, who stops and props. Short to Fontyn. Dangerous. Comes off. On the paint of defensive 50. Thinks about going right. Now he goes left. Long kick up the wing. There's no one there for North Launceston. Taylor takes the mark. Unattended. He'll go back now and try to mount an attacking move. He's going sideways. Goes to Jake Smith, who has support from Riley if he wants it. Riley's still there, but he decides to go central. Oh, Leadham drops an easy mark. On the follow-up, he can't get the handball away. Here's Whitford. Kick inside the centre square. Almost a mark there. Not taken. Coming out now, Whitford again on the follow-up. Knocked on by Bennett. 3 Blues here. They should work it out. Palfreyman picks it up. He's confronted by Whitford. He gets it over the top. Here's Liberatore. Good handball now to Palfreyman. On defensive 50, right on the boundary line. Kicks up the wing. Big contest here. No one can take the mark. Tap back to Foon. Over to Cox Goodger, who's got some space. He wheels on that trusty left. Beautiful pass. Hits Taylor Whitford on the chest. 30 metres out. Tough angle, but how good was the kick there, Maxie Walker from Brad at Cox Goodger. We'll wait for that because Taylor Whitford plays on. Probably not a wise decision in the end because it misses near side, one behind. 1-2-8 North Launceston. Launceston one behind, 1 point.
Great kick there by Cox Goodger, and anything less than that, we think he's not doing a real good job because we've come to expect that from him every game.
Hamish Leadham looks as though he is struggling, Michael. He's had his hands on his knees for a while. The trainer's been out to him, and he's just really struggling to get into the game as well so far. Alex Lee's had a terrific start.
He has.
And there's a mongrel kick coming out from defence, but luck's a fortune. The mark's taken by Casey Brown. He'll kick it here in front of the big main grandstand. Roller Kelly Mansell, a screamer. Right on the centre wing in front of the crowd. Quickly plays on towards Whiting. Can't take the mark. Has enough time to pick it up, and the big number one will kick it inside 50. That'll lift the Blues. Oh, great leap there by Cox Goodger. Couldn't take the mark. Strong tackle. The game's really picked up a notch here. Inside 50, it's now numbers there for North, but the ball's still spilling free. We've got a free kick, and it's going to go North Launceston's way. Too high.
Michael Tang.
So Tang.
In fact, no.
And we're going to have a 50
no,
here.
It's not Michael Tang.
Bit of abuse
Richter sold it.
from Matthew Spon, and it's cost his side 50 metres.
How exciting was that mark, Rick?
Oh, terrific. Right in front of the commentary box as well. He loves to show us some of he's got some special talent. I just wish he'd get a right boot. He saw him a little earlier tonight. He just couldn't get onto that right boot, and it was a turnover, but it was a terrific mark from Roller Kelly Mansell as North go inside 50. A defensive mark, though, taken by Boyce. He'll switch play, look for and find his teammate in Jake Hines. Great year last year. He comes inside and finds Liberatore.
The blue boots on, Rick. I think we'll recognise him tonight.
We will indeed. Anthony Liberatore, famous surname in football, of course. Leadham couldn't take the mark. Does punch the ball clear, though. He's back in there contesting it. Good handball coming out there from Fontyn to Walsh. They're inside 50 again. Over the back, Burt. He'll kick a goal. He dribbles it through. Second one of the day for North Launceston. Burt gets his first of the night. And North move on to 2-1-13. Good start for them. They lead Launceston to behind.
It's the versatility of Zach Burt, Max, isn't it? He can play forward or back.
He has turned himself into a bit of a backman last year. Got a state Guernsey and sort of grew an extra leg after that rep game, and got a lot of confidence in what his own ability is now.
2-2-14 North. Launceston 1 behind 1 point. And Brad Cox-Goodyear having a bit of a spell up in the attacking goal square. Of course, he played a lot in the last year's grand final inside attacking 50. Suffered a groin injury early in the game and went forward and kicked a lazy 8. Gribbs will check the inside 50s right now, in fact, because the bounce is Australia. How many inside 50s, Michael? Can you look over Gribbs' shoulder there? What have we got?
We have got inside 50s. We've got 8 for North and 3 for Launceston.
Okay, so they had most of the play, and that's reflected on the scoreboard. Leading by 13 points. On the wing here, it's Gillum, who's tackled straight away by Pearce. Is he going to release the ball? No, he'll be penalised. So that's Gillow, James Gillow. Kicked 4 last year against Glenorchy in a real breakout game at Windsor Park. He goes short, just Pearce. Strong mark by Walsh. Impressive in this first quarter. Number of involvements already. On the right boot. With the thump of the kick on her FX mic inside 50. Off hands. Player met heavily. Is Jimmy Aganis. He can't take it. Simon van der Velde paddles it towards the boundary line, looking for the sanctuary. Doesn't get it. Brad Cox-Goodyear gets a kick off, but it's too late. It's over the line. So a big day here of action at UTAS Stadium. But footy since about 10 a.m. this morning. 5 games. It's been fantastic. Good crowd in. Get some other scores a bit later as well in the NWFL and SFL. Over the back, Jake Pearce. Oh, player caught high. That'll be a free kick. I'll wait till he gets up. Sure who it is. It might be Ben Simpson. We'll wait for him to turn around. It's like young Simpson, who played a great game in last year's grand final. Kicked a fantastic goal in the second quarter. That's not him, though. It's in fact Sharon Egger, the young boy from Devonport.
Well, let's see if he can kick it like his name with that ball.
Here's Sharon Egger. Approaches the 50. Slightly left of centre. Will deliver from about 40 out. In he comes. Nice contact from Egger. Sneaks inside the goalpost. It's the third goal for North Launceston. 3-2-20. Launceston 1 behind 1 point. Well done, young Sharon Egger. And you can't give away those free kicks inside 50, Maxie.
No, you can't, Dave. They reversed it. It's a point.
Hold on. Rewind the highlights reel there.
I need the Tipex.
Must have just brushed that right-hand goalpost. I knew it was close, but just shaved it. So it's 2-3-15. Launceston 1 behind 1 point. On we go.
An old-fashioned torpedo punt goes 65 metres out of the defensive 50. Polfreyman can't pick it up. Ball spills clear. Launceston, they just want to get a goal and get themselves back into this game. Ball comes down. Unable to take the mark. It's going to come free to Event. We've got a few loose players in the centre of the ground here. Foon gets a handball on. Simpson kicks it inside 50. Good kick in front. No mark taken there for the Blues. Ball spills free. Well, here's a goal. And it's going to be the skipper, Brad Cox-Goodger. He gets his first. The old 7-point play, Maxie Walker, that was, wasn't it? They're behind and now they get a goal. So they're making a very impressive start of the game here. 3-3-21 North Launceston. Launceston on 1 behind.
They are, Rick, and North just aren't allowing Launceston to get it past the centre or, centre half back for North. They just can't penetrate the forward line, and when they do, it's a long, high bomb.
Speaking of impressive, North Melbourne, 95 to St Kilda 43, 52 points with about 3 minutes left, so that's a big upset, and that's 0 out of 2 for me in the tipping so far.
You're not the only one.
In the middle of Utah Stadium, and that's not a great bounce. We'll have to bring that one back. It'll be thrown up a second time. I think in the AFL this year, they're actually letting the bounces go if they're errant outside the larger circle. Anyway, on we go. Out of the middle, it's Walsh. He's met heavily there. That might be down ground. It will be. So a heavy bump. I think that might have been Gillow.
It was against Mitch Thorpe, actually. He's gone into the ruck.
So it's a mark inside 50 now to Taylor Whitford on Van der Velde. It's a fair distance out for Whitford. We'll really test him here. Now he's going to go short. And it's a beautiful kick. Straight on the chest of Brad Cox-Goodger, who kicked the last goal. And a beautifully weighted kick. The space was there. Launceston didn't fill that zone up. And Brad Cox-Goodger, he loves them from this spot on Utah Stadium. 45-degree angle, about 30 out. Right behind the camera here. In he comes. Brad Cox-Goodger makes no mistake, right through the middle. That's his second in a row, and North Launceston's fourth. 4-3-27. Launceston 1 behind 1 point. Sublime skills there from Taylor Whitford, Maxie.
It was, and it was a good little chip kick from young Casey Curtis to him as well, so that'll keep getting him a game if he keeps kicking it to the coach like that. But Taylor's just all class, isn't he? Just composure every time he gets it.
Gee, they're looking good, Rick, at the moment.
They certainly are. Very impressive start indeed. Bart McCulloch up against Mitch Thorpe in the ruck. There we go.
Old teammates.
Indeed. So, Launceston, they just need to get going here because this game could get away from them very quickly. 7 scoring shots to 1. And it's 4-3-27. North Launceston to Launceston a point. That's a good bounce. McCulloch comes in over the top, negated there by Thorpe. No clear breakaway. And we're going to do it all over again. 17 minutes gone here in the opening 2. We must congratulate as well boundary umpire Reece Goodger, of course, officiated in the AFLW Grand Final last week. So terrific reward for a great season for him. So well done to Reece Goodger. Well, Mitch Thorpe, he's going to bang it inside 50. Got a free kick there as the sun starts to go down, but over the back, an easy mark, and it's taken by Tang.
Impressive.
He's had a good start. He's got his hands on the ball a few times in this opening quarter. And this man has had a pretty good start too. Very consistent player. Jay Foon kicks it towards centre wing. A little bit of a nudge. And Blackberry, that's a very good handball. Gets it out there to his teammate in Brendan Taylor. Not a great kick though. Approaching 50, coming in over the back. Should be a free kick. And actually going Launceston's way.
Yeah,
might have been a bit of tunnelling.
Yep.
Ben Killerley.
So Killerley to send Launceston inside 50. Good kick. It's an excellent defence for North. They're wearing their players like a glove, man on man, and it's proving very effective at the moment. Ball spills free, picked up by Sharman, close to the boundary line. He kicks it and finds his teammate in Simpson. Young Ben Simpson, year 11, Scotch Oakburn, one of the rising talents of North Launceston. Handball comes forward. Fontyn now will kick it inside 50. Not a great kick off the boot, spilling clear. Bit of time to pick it up here. Van der Velde. Hasn't had a bad quarter. It's gone over the line. Is it going to be a throw-in or is he going to be pinged? It'll be a throw-in right on the 50.
Yeah, Max, you'll give me a quizzical look about that matchup, I think.
Yeah, look, they've got to find someone who's just doesn't have as much toe for Simon Van der Velde to play on.
It's not a great matchup, it has to be said, as Thorpe now against McCulloch on attacking 50 for North Launceston. Whitford kicks it straight away. In towards the pocket. Boyce is there. It's out of bounds. The right forward pocket for North Launceston. They lead by 26 points. Approaching the 20-minute mark of quarter number 1. Sun's starting to set here. Lights will take effect very soon. And a good crowd in here for this Northern Derby in the TSL round 1. As Thorpe gets it to his feet. Comes out. He shows again, does Mitch Thorpe. Killerly tries to shovel it out. Goes again to Ben Killerly. Up against Fontyn. Ponting's tackled to the ground by Tom Shepherd. Be a ball up just inside the attacking 50. So the Mercury Cup today was a big win to Launceston. 18-18, 126 to 3-4-22. So massive win there for the grand finalists of last year. Handball out now towards Tom Shepherd. Kicks quickly and doesn't kick well, but it was touched, so it'll be a boundary thrown on the far side.
12 inside 50s to 5 at the moment, so certainly the scoreboard represents the dominance of North.
Yeah, and they've had to bring Mitch Thorpe into the game. He wasn't getting much action there inside the attacking 50. And there's a free kick here. It's going to go the way of Mitch Thorpe in the ruck contest. And he'll take the free kick from left half back. North Launceston lead by 26 points, 20-minute mark.
So just into time on. I really need a goal or two out of something here in the last few minutes of this opening term. Thorpe kicks it pretty long. Mark dropped. They will come forward. Liberatore kicks it inside 50. Here's a chance. Oh, Mark dropped. Should have been taken. Players come from everywhere. That was dropped by Whiting. Should have done better there, but he didn't. Spills free. It was Bannister there. Dakota Bannister getting the ball out. 2-on-1 contest. Launceston should come away with it. They do. Kick forward. And Mark spilled again. They just can't... really struggling, some of these players early on here in the opening term. First match of the season, that should be in the back, and a free kick to Blackberry. It is. Jay Blackberry.
North Launceston are relentless, Rick. I just noticed a couple of times now that if the marks dropped or the opportunities missed, they are just taking the ball away. You don't get a second chance with this North Launceston defence.
No, their running game's been A1 so far in this opening 21 and a half minutes. Ball forward, and Liberatore has the mark. Still inside the centre square. Kicks it inside 50. The players come from everywhere. Ball spills off hands. Here's a chance now. Errant handball, though. Comes out. Chance for Aganis. Kicks it now towards full forward. Can someone take a mark? No, it spills over the back. Opportunity here for Rulla Kelly Mansell. Dribbles it through for a goal. And they're asking for the trainers. I know one of the Launceston players, Mansell, might have done an ankle here. He has kicked the goal, but Rulla Kelly Mansell is in a bit of trouble. One of his teammates immediately called for the trainers, and he is favouring that left ankle and can't really. He's back down on his haunches again. So we'll keep an eye on him. He's one that they really need to fire tonight. He's kicked their first goal, but a couple of trainers assisting Rulla Kelly Mansell off the ground very slowly, and he looks in big trouble.
Not sure what it was there, Maxie. It could be an ankle. He could have got a knock on the shin. It looks like he's trying to run it off, whatever it is. Back in the middle. That's the one that Launceston badly needed. Kicked out by Hines towards half forward. Here's Brennan Taylor. He should get a shepherd here from Mansell, who's on one leg. Taylor takes it right foot. Too far for his teammate over his head. That was Whiting. Taken by Tang. Dangerously across the goal, but he executes beautifully. That's Foon. The far side now to Whitford, who takes the mark. The usual suspects for North Launceston are playing a great first quarter. Over the top. Here you go North Launceston, moving the ball beautifully on the far side. Taken by Whitford again. Short pass towards Ponting. Takes the mark. The long handball to Bart McCulloch, who hasn't had much of it so far. He gets around. He doesn't get around at Casey Brown. He strips him of the ball. Then lays a hard tackle. Well done, Casey Brown. Leadham follows up. Jake Nunn to Hines. Hines picks it up beautifully with one hand. Then kicks straight up in the air. It won't be to advantage. Could be a free kick. It will be to North Launceston on the far side.
Warney's down there right next to Rulla Kelly Mansell, so he'll have all the hot news very shortly.
Cody Lowe, inside 50 for the Bombers. Mark taken by the Launceston defence. No, it's not. Play on. Vandervelde gets it away. Kicked up in the air by Riley. Here's Leadham sitting underneath it. He tries to knock it on. Taken by Killerly, who rides the tackle. He'll have to release. He does. North Launceston player on the ball now is Jake Pearce. In fact, he gets a free kick for a push. 2 kicks out from goal. Or maybe he thinks he's 1 kick out from goal the way he's going back. Looks inside 50. Be a big roost from there. All of 60 metres. And looks like he's having a crack, Jakey Pearce. And he comes. Outside the 50-metre line. Pearce for goal. Won't make the distance. Oh, big fly over the back. No marks taken. It's out of bounds. North Launceston 4-3-27. Launceston 117. In fact, it is a boundary throw in right next to the behind post. Rick Fontyn.
Trainer doing some testing there on Kelly Mansell's left ankle. It's just up there on the next to the interchange bench. Meanwhile, the ball has been thrown in. Quick snap at the goals, and it is just off to the right. So behind to North Launceston at the 24.5-minute mark of the opening term. The reigning premiers made a good start. 4-4-28. Launceston 1 goal, 1-7. So Kelly Mansell getting the opening goal of the night for Launceston in time on in the first quarter. They come out from defensive 50. Players go up. No one can take the mark. Leadham gets on his bike. Picks it up well. Good kick out towards the centre wing position. It's going to beat all comers over the boundary line and we'll have a throw in right in front of the RACT stand. The light's starting to take effect. And boys, how good does this boundary signage look? Absolutely fantastic, isn't it?
It is good, Rick. It is. It's exceptional. We've brought it up to standard with Belrive.
Launceston have just steadied the last 5 minutes or so, Maxie.
Yes, they have. They're a bit more composed now. The sting's sort of gone out of it, that hard running for the first 10 minutes.
Boundary throw in. Blackberry couldn't get his hands on the ball. And Cox Goodger there as well. We're going to have a thrower. They'd love another goal here. If they could just sneak another one. 21 points the margin at the moment. I don't think the scoreboard's updated, Dave. I think it's 4-4, isn't it?
Yep.
To 1 goal, 1. Goal umpires will certainly fix that up at quarter time. Cox Goodger, well, he should be pinged here for holding the ball. Surely had an eternity to get rid of that ball. He wasn't. Play on. Duck the head did Whitford. Gets a handball out to Simpson. Comes wide of the boundary line and crosses over. Well, as long as they're consistent, he did have it for an eternity there, Maxie, didn't he? He took them on.
He took 2 or 3 on and should have been holding the ball every game of footy, that one.
Boundary throw in right in front of the commentary box here. Now, beautiful position. Top of the RACT stand. Lovely night in Launceston. North kicking, probably with the problem when we don't have all the flags here on the other side of the ground to see which way the breeze is actually going. And the ball's out of bounds. And it might have just switched a little bit. And actually, Dave, you're the weather guru, just favouring the city end of the ground, do you think?
Yeah, I looked at the Mercury Cup game, and honestly, there were goals kicked from distance at both ends. So I just think these days with the stands here at UTAS Stadium, the wind is a little bit irrelevant.
All right. Boundary throw in. Palfreyman went before he accepted the ball. He's quick in there to try and get it. Alex Lee there as well. Good strong tackle coming there from Rundle. And holding the ball, says the umpire. Well, there's not a lot of consistency there, is there? When we look at the last one involving Cox Goodger. But it's a free kick to Launceston. Fontyn on the mark. Kick comes towards a centre wing position. Good jump. Mark unable to be taken there by Spon. Breaking free. And players all over the ball, and we'll get a ball up. Mark Walsh in the middle of it as well. Getting up there for Launceston was Kilalia. So there is the siren. So the first quarter going for 27.5 minutes here at UTAS Stadium. And a good start for North Launceston. 4 goals, 4-28. The reigning premiers have opened up a 21-point lead at quarter time. Launceston 1-1-7.
Goal kickers, Rick?
Goal kickers for North Launceston. The only multiple goal kicker in the game so far. The skipper, Brad Cox Goodger, has 2. And singles to Tom Bennett and Zach Burt. Whilst for Launceston, their goal coming late in that opening term from Kelly Mansell, who's still being attended to by the trainers at quarter time. So we'll look forward to getting an update from Adam Warneychild very shortly.
Quarter time here at UTAS Stadium, round 1 action in the TSL. Hope you're enjoying it. If you're listening to it on City Park Radio or you're watching via the live stream, YouTube, Facebook, etc., etc., it's great to have footy underway again. Don't forget at half-time, we'll get a report from Damien Gill on the big clash at North Hobart between the home team and the Tigers. But for now, here's some messages from City Park Radio. 4-4-28, North Launceston, and Launceston at 1-1-7. It looks like the scoreboard's adjusted. I'm sure they haven't kicked 5 goals, North Launceston. Rick, they've...
No, goal umpires are just signalling to the scoreboard attendees that it should be 4 goals. So I think we'll see that it is 4-4 to 1-1.
Big huddles down on the ground at the moment. It's great to see a lot of people coming out on this Good Friday to see this famous clash between these rivals. And every time I go to one of these games, there's always a bit of a passion. There's a lot of history going back well over 100 years between these two teams. Stats for the first quarter here at UTAS Stadium. Hit-outs, Launceston 13 to North Launceston 9. Clearances, North Launceston on top there, 11-6. Inside 50s was one-sided early on with North Launceston dominating, but towards the end of the quarter, Launceston did strike back, but they trail 13-9. Marks inside 50. Maxie, this is a significant stat here. We've got 4 inside 50 marks to North Launceston and none to Launceston. There was so much pressure on the ball carrier coming in.
There was, and all their delivery into forward for Launceston was all rushed or just a long high kick, which you don't see regularly anymore in any sort of level of competition.
Conversely, the delivery inside 50 for North Launceston was fantastic, wasn't it? Just the ball use of Brad Cox-Goodyer, Mark Walsh, Taylor Whitford, etc.
It certainly was, and you come to expect that from this quality North Launceston team, but... Look, Launceston aren't out of the game. It's 3 goals, and that's only 5 minutes of footy these days, and it is early, and there's some promising signs there for Launceston, but at the moment, certainly North are on top.
Shots on goal. We've got 8 to North Launceston, 2 to Launceston, and the frees are pretty even. Free kicks, 7 to North Launceston, 6 to Launceston. Thanks to Dave Gruber for those stats. Get some more there at half-time. Maxie, your thoughts on the game? Obviously, North Launceston getting on top, early days, just carrying on from last year, really, when they smashed Lauderdale in the grand final. And they looked really impressive. And it was only that last couple of minutes, I think, last 5 minutes or so, that quarter, Launceston came back.
It was, Dave. And the interesting thing is that neither of the ruckmen were that dominant. Leadham started off a bit rusty. Alex Lee got his hands to the ball a little bit, so... Even though there's no dominance there from either ruckman, North seem to be a lot superior at the moment at the clearances and the drop of the ball. Their forward line is working really well. It's nice and open and cohesive. We were really excited pre-game to see what Sonny Whiting and Mitch Thorpe could do together. But at the moment, the delivery's not there for that to happen, and Mitch had to go up into the ruck to get into the game, which slowed it down a little bit. He got a few kicks around the ground as well, which is positive for him to get a few touches early. But like I said, the Walshes, the Cox-Goodgers, I thought Connor Young, when the ball did go down back, did a good job to start with on Mitch Thorpe, and then he went to Sonny when Mitch went up onto the ball.
Michael Tang, I thought, was impressive too in his first game. We've got the boys down on the boundary now, Adam Child and Chris Sayer. So we'll cross down to them. They've been out at the huddles at quarter time.
Yeah, we have quite a few people around the huddles at the moment too, which is good. It's made the atmosphere quite fantastic down here for the first round of the TSL, and with the North Launceston guys, Taylor Whitford taking the reins for the first official time as coach, and he was basically got the boys in nice and tight. Couldn't hear a lot of the stuff that he was talking about, but I think they were impressed with their winning of the ground ball. That was a big stat that he pulled out and saw there, but everything's all clear on the injury front for North Launceston at the moment. Chris Sayer has been over with Launceston, and there's a little bit of an issue with injuries there.
Yeah, no, Kelly Mansell's back on. I think he might have hyperextended his foot, but they just taped it up and he's back on. He'll start. The forward line got together and talked about keeping the forward line open. Coach was quite almost whispered to the players. He didn't want anyone else to hear what he was saying, but they're not panicking yet by any means.
Yeah, so conditions are still quite nice here. It's probably dropped a couple of degrees. I might have to grab myself a jacket very shortly, as the huddles have now split up and they are off to get ready for this second quarter.
Thanks, Warnie, and thanks, Chris, for your great summation there of the goings-on at quarter time down at the two huddles. It's 4-4-28 to 1-1-7, and we've got a great side. I wonder if Simon will get a bit of a shot of it later on with the moon coming over Mount Barrow. You've got the antenna there, and you've got this beautiful big disc coming over, almost a full moon rising over Mount Barrow. Fantastic sight here. I love things like that, Rick.
Dave, you just never miss a trick when it comes to the skies, do you? It's if only it was a little bit darker, it's going to look great in about 10 minutes.
It is indeed. I think, Just love those sort of sights at the back of a footy ground. Anyway, back to the action. 4-4-28 is the score to 1-1-7. The scoreboard's having trouble. Now it's gone to 4-5-29. But anyway, we'll stick with 4-4-28. Second quarter action. Can the Blues strike back? They've been a bit slow to start with, but I'm sure they'll give a good account of themselves in this second quarter. And to kick us off, Rick Fontyn from Fontyn Sports Media.
So Lee and Leadham to do battle in the ruck as they did at the start of the game. Still got a few stragglers to get off the ground. The siren's already blown for the start, but the kids are having too much fun out on the ground. So we've finally got the last of them going through, and the field umpire will hold that ball aloft very shortly. Rulla Kelly Mansell still on the boundary. As Adam Orneychild said, still getting a little bit of attention there. Hopefully we'll see him back on the ground shortly. All right, getting underway. Officially, the scoreboard says 22 points the margin. Leadham gets the tap down, and Launceston will come forward through Palfreyman. Kicks it inside 50. Good long barrel too. Over the back, though. It's going to be picked up for North Launceston by Jack Event, and he'll kick it outside the defensive 50. Mark not taken. Ball spills free. Palfreyman's there for Launceston as well. Comes inside 50. Over the back. No, Lee couldn't take the mark. Ball spills. Chance here for Launceston. Wouldn't they love a goal? Quick snap towards full forward, but it's over and out. And I think that will be out of bounds on the full, with Mitch Thorpe taking the mark as the ball had crossed the line. So, not good manning up here. North are going to get out of defensive 50 way too easily. Good kick, Mark, not able to be taken. Tap down there by Egger. The former Devonport player might have got a bit of a shove in the back. Umpire says nothing doing, play on in front of the interchange bench. And we're going to get a ball up.
I can see Rollo Kelly Mansell still getting that ankle strapped, or foot strapped. Chris mentioned it might have been a hyperextension there, but he's still on that bench at the side of the ground there, getting it attended to.
Lee taps it down, looks for his coach there in Taylor Whitford. Ball pinged in, and I think we're going to get another ball up. The ball spills free, and it's going to be kicked forward here by Jake Pearce. Towards the centre of the ground, getting up high, unable to take the mark was Zach Burt. Quick kick off the boot there by Egger. Inside 50 though, picked up in defence by Chris Savage for Launceston. Might have been dealt with after he's kicked it, and it's going to be a free kick down the ground for Launceston. And it's going to go the way of Jake Smith. So Smith for Launceston. Decides to go out wide to the railway side of the ground. He's got a couple of players to pick from there. And the mark taken by Aganis for Launceston. Centre wing, railway side of the ground. Decides to go long, not a lot of options for him. 2-on-2 contest. Ball spills over the back. Plenty of North players there. Whitford has had plenty of it. Left foot kick. Bouncing towards the boundary line. And plenty of players around the ball, including Jake Smith of Launceston, but it's not going to come free. 2 minutes gone. No change to the score. And it's North Launceston. Well, the scoreboard has changed, Dave. It's gone back to 4-4-28. So it's a 21-point margin to North Launceston.
A great game so far from Taylor Whitford. A highlight in his first game as coach of North Launceston. Inside 50 now. 10 can't take the mark. Spills to the 50. Handball out now towards Palfreyman. He can't pick it up. He's got a second opportunity. Tries to break the tackle of Walsh. It's hard to do that. He should be pinged here. Great tackle, Mark Walsh. He had a magnificent start to that first quarter. He had 4 or 5 possessions in the first 10 minutes. And great tackle laid there on Brady Palfreyman as he kicks up the wing. The far side. Players fly high. Savage can't take the mark. Here it now with Sharon Egger. Inside 50. Bennett from the back position can't take the mark. Spills to Boyce. Mops up nicely. Gets it to Jimmy Aganis. Former South Launceston and Deloraine player. Much improved in season 2017, Maxi. Jimmy Aganis.
He certainly was, and started off tonight in good form as well.
He's found his place there at half-back. Handball over the top to Tom Shepherd. He's corralled there by McCulloch. 50-50 handball away, not a good one. Out of bounds.
Certainly a lot of pressure that North Launceston are putting on the ball carrier there. You know, Jimmy played on, handball to Tom Shepherd, but there's just nothing to kick to at the moment.
There's just no flow in the game, is there, Maxie?
Nothing whatsoever.
They can't get much going. I don't think they've taken the ball from coast to coast yet at all. It's just too much pressure on the ball carriers. Ball kicked up the wing. It's another scrimmage. Players pile on top. Comes out. Liberatore to Tom Shepherd. Up here towards Brendan Taylor. Bounces away from him. He might get a second opportunity. He does. He throws it on the boot. Scrubby old kick. Knocked out of bounds by Jake Smith. Boundary throw in. Been playing 4 minutes in the second quarter. Still the quarter time score of 28-7 North Launceston's favour.
Boundary throw in. Railway side of the ground. Just in Launceston's attacking zone. Leadham and Lee goes over the back there, but Lee gets a left-handed fist onto it. Picked up by Cox Goodger. He gets a quick kick on his boot. And only goes as far as Riley on the centre wing position. Aganis, now he's about 10 metres in the clear. Can they move it on quickly? They can't. He will come across though.
Riley again.
Good hard running from Riley from one side of the ground to the other. This is looking a bit better for them. Joey Boyce takes the mark. Just starting to maybe get their running game. That's a beautiful kick from Boyce. And that finds the very slick left foot of Jay Blackberry. And he delivers perfectly. Probably the best passage of play of the evening so far for Launceston. And the ball has ended up with Matthew Spon, who will kick from about 40. Very tight angle. Left forward pocket for Launceston. Score clock has stopped again, Dave. 5 minutes. We've just ticked over 5 minutes in the second quarter. So Spon will come in, crosses the boundary and the 50 now on the right boot. It's a very, very nice looking kick. And I think that might have gone through. It has. So Matthew Spon gets his first goal of the night. First goal of the second term goes to Launceston. And they reduce the margin to 15 points. It's North 4-4. Launceston 2-1-13.
The feel of the game, Max, is that North are on top. But Launceston have hung in there. And only a couple of goals down now on the scoreboard.
They have. And I guess that last minute and a bit of play there where they... Dylan Riley had the ball on the far wing. Jimmy Aganis, Riley ran hard, worked his way back over here to the commentary wing, just for the ball movement. So that should give them a bit of confidence. We speak about coast to coast. They controlled the ball there for a good minute or so, which is the first time.
Matthew Spon back in the side. A bit of injury concerns last year, but that was a great goal from an angle. Here goes now, tough physical contests. Whitford paddles it out. Here's Jordan Cousins on the left boot from 48 metres. Jordan Cousins! Great goal, is it? No, touch just on the line. Good effort there by Nunn. Would have been a big highlight for the ex-Rocher Lee Premiership player, Jordan Cousins. He just didn't quite make the distance. Great kick from 48. It's now with Anthony Liberatore, about 30 metres out from his defensive goal. He'll go to his left. Centre wing. Leadham rises high. Lee punches it away. Gillow took his eye off the ball there. There's a second opportunity, does James Gillow. Out to Whitford, he might have been held without it. That's what the umpire says. Free kick, Taylor Whitford.
Kelly Mansell back on the ground, but certainly still favouring that left foot. He doesn't look right.
Took a beautiful mark in that first quarter. One for the highlights reel. Whitford kicks high inside 50. Many fly for it. None can take the mark. At the spill is Joey Boyce. He does that well. His handball's not good on this occasion. Out here, it's Casey Curtis. Gets it away towards Bannister. It's kicked out of bounds on the full. So it'll be a free kick right in the back pocket. It's Nunn with the long sleeves. Jakey Nunn, ex-Bridge North player. Kicks outside defensive 50. Off the hands of Spon. Might have been a push in the back there. Play onto advantage. Jordan Cousins, great left foot kick. In towards the goal square. Vandervelde does well. He'll get it on the spillage. Gets it to Boyce. They're working well back there. Joey Boyce had a great game. His kick semi-smothered. Handball now. Comes towards Aganis from Kelly Mansell, who's hobbling. He gets it back again. Kicks poorly, out of bounds on the full. And he's clearly not right there. He might have had a word said to him. Relieving free kick to Fontyn to the hot spot. They fly. First touch there was Bennett. He can't get the second. And I was suspected to be a ball up here about 25 metres out from North Launceston's goal. They lead by 15 points.
So deep in North Launceston's attacking 50. As the sun sets and Dave's moon rises.
Love it.
Quick snap. The ball's going to come forward. 2 metres in the clear here. Josh Ponding, he can't pick it up. Fletcher Bennett there trying to get involved in the play. Just come on the ground in the last couple of minutes. Quick kick forward there. Mark dropped. That kick coming from Dakota Bannister. Close to the boundary and out of bounds. 20 metres around. No, push in the back.
Lucky free kick there. I don't think there was much in it.
No, against Aganis. And it's a free kick to Bart McCulloch. On the non-preferred side, he's tucked in to the right forward pocket. Aganis coming off the ground. He also seems to be hobbling a little bit. Might have just got his foot caught in that tackle. Free kick against him. So Bart McCulloch comes in. Kick across the face of goal. It's going to be very close to the boundary line, off hands, and we're going to get a boundary throw in right next to the left behind post. 4-5-29 North Launceston. They lead Launceston 2-1-13, 16 points the margin, almost 9.5 minutes gone in the second term here. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. However, you might be tuning in to tonight, whether you're watching or listening to us here through City Park Radio. Great to have your company, the opening round of the 2018 TSL season. And not much happening there. And the umpire letting it go for a long time. And we're going to get a ball up right in the front of the Hey Diddle Diddle for North Launceston and only about 25 metres out. Throw up. Quick kick. Doesn't go the required distance. Play on. Plenty of players around the ball, about a dozen of them. Ball can't break free. Tackle. Might have been tackled a little bit high there. Nothing doing. Casey Brown, and we're going to get another ball up.
Sorry, yes.
The structure of North Launceston, like Launceston players have all gone down and they've got 7v3 outside 50. So if Launceston are good enough to clear it, they're not going to be able to clear it past that line.
The ball comes free. Launceston coming out of defensive 50. A bit of tangles going on there. And umpire has picked out a free kick, and it's going to go Launceston's way to Jake Smith, who hasn't had a bad game for the Blues so far tonight. Kick, good one short. The mark taken. So, as we said there, right in this contest, but it is 9 scoring shots to 3, which gives you a bit of an indication of the state of play. But at the margin, just 16 points. It's a beautiful, dry, mild night here in Launceston. So they're certainly well and truly in this contest still. Launceston. The boys from Windsor Park, of course, preliminary finalists last year. They're up against their crosstown rivals for the Phil Edwards Cup. North Launceston, the defending premiers. The ball comes free, North Launceston. Plenty of numbers there in their defensive half of the ground. Good chain of handballs. Ends up with Bannister close to the boundary line. And they're going to come forward again now. And the ball off smothered, over the line, out of bounds off Casey Brown, the last player to touch the ball.
Tell you what, Rick, when those signs are on a white background, it's easy to pick up the players over there. I shouldn't criticise because the signage, as we've said, is fantastic. But from commentators' point of view over there, that's better, the darker background. It's a boundary throw in. Good crowd in here tonight at UTAS Stadium. Good Friday tradition now, North Launceston and Launceston. Inside 50 now from Walsh to the hot spot. Contest. No one can take the mark. Brad Cox-Goodger almost gets the rebound. He plays for the free kick, can't get it. He's hovering still. Well done, Joey Boyce. Handball over the top to Van der Velde. And they're coming out of defence well, Launceston. Looking here for Killerly. Ball was touched. He's right on the boundary line. He takes it over. But they've worked overtime back there, Maxie. Joey Boyce, Savage, Van der Velde.
They're certainly under pressure, and the North forwards, it's the defensive pressure of them at the moment. They just won't let that ball out of their forward 50.
It's been a while since they've kicked a goal, North Launceston. It's probably been about 20 minutes or so of play since they kicked their 4th goal. So they've done well back there. The Lonnie defence. Jake Hines, quick kick. Not to advantage. Foon takes the mark. Thinks about playing on. Now he steadies on the right boot. Up here looking for Cox-Goodger. He's got 2 against him. Boyce. And also Dylan Riley spills to the back. Boyce can't pick it up. It's out of bounds. About 20 metres around from the North Launceston goal. Brad Cox-Goodger playing a lot of time up forward. This boundary throw in. Bombers by 16 points. 4-5 plays 2-1. Front position Thorpe. Lee, in fact it was Pearce. Hand in the back there of Thorpe. Well picked by the umpire. And Thorpe will relieve from half back.
Mitch Thorpe's got a loose player there. Inside defensive 50, the mark taken by Hines. Jake Hines looks to switch play, but doesn't. Decides to go short, finds his teammate in Riley. Dylan Riley, pretty impressive in this opening quarter and a half. 13 minutes gone, 16 points a margin. And Launceston have certainly steadied the ship. They've scored the only goal of this quarter. Kick towards centre wing. Getting up high, unable to take the mark was Whiting. Hasn't been in the game at all tonight so far, Sonny Whiting. Ben Simpson might have been taken high. Gets good enough to get his kick away. Ball breaks free. And here's a chance for the running Cousins. Been very impressive in their second term. Simpson gets a kick towards 50. There he is. Van der Velde. Simon Van der Velde, number 31. Takes the mark right on the defensive 50 for Launceston. In the long sleeve jumper. Decides to kick towards the grandstand side of the ground. Ball spills. Numbers here with North Launceston. Dakota Bannister kicks it in the Vandervelde direction. He might take another one. Ball spills off hands. Here's a quick chance. Dribbling the kick towards goal is Bennett. It's across the face of goal. Can he pick it up inside play? He can, right next to the behind post. Trying to tackle him. He can't. He gets a quick snap. And it's going to fall short off hands. Right in the goal square. Can North Launceston get it? They can't, but they're going to get another chance. No. Ball spills over the back of Cousins towards full forward again, and it's all Launceston in defence. And the mark is taken by Riley.
Riley takes the mark, kicks to his defensive 50. It's a good kick. And mark taken over there. I think it's Tom Shepherd. In fact, it's Jake Smith, number 18 there for the Blues. Leans back, kicks up the wing. Nice mark, Foon. Short kick to Lee. Handball away to Cousins. Geez, he's getting a lot of it this quarter. Get to you in a minute, Maxie, about that. Now back to Foon. Long handball. Defensively to Event. Latry now to Tang, who hasn't put a foot wrong tonight. Michael Tang to Fontyn. He's at right half forward. He takes the mark. He has a handball over the top here. There's a player in assistance, and that's Fletcher Bennett inside 50. Well done, Vandervelde. Put his body on the line. He'll win the free kick.
Ooh,
and something's gone on. Savage was involved.
Well, I reckon that might be switched too.
That might be. Burt was also involved. Chrissy Savage. So it's going on now with Dylan Riley. Spot fires in various places. The umpire's trying to intervene. But I suspect you're right, Rick. This may be reversed.
Well, it should if the umpire spotted it.
The original free kick was going to go to Vandervelde, who's going back as if he's going to take the kick. So maybe the umpire is ignoring what might have happened in the afters.
And I think Zach Burt needs to be a bit careful there. He's trying to tell the umpire that Vandervelde's bleeding, but you'd probably ask, why is he bleeding, Zach?
Good point.
Yeah. Gee, he puts his body on the line, Simon Vandervelde. I know his disposal's not great, Maxie, but gee, he gives it 100%, doesn't he?
He does, but like you say, he can improve with his disposal.
As we can see there, he just sneaks it inside the boundary line. It's off hands. Jordan Cousins, coming from the NTFA Div 1, it just takes a little while to adapt to the pace of the TSL, doesn't it? And he's certainly doing it in the second quarter.
It does. It'll take him 2 or 3 weeks to just get the run of the game at the moment, I think.
16 minutes gone. The game's gone up a notch. McGuinness back on the ground, heading towards centre half forward for Launceston. Good to see him back on the ground. Just came off it. Might have got a little knock to the ankle, but seems to be running pretty freely at the moment as Leadham and Lee lock horns in the ruck once again, as they have done for most of the night, taking them on, trying to burst through. Leadham shows some good leadership, gets a handball out towards Palfreyman. The ball, quick kick, lacks a fortune. And the mark's taken by Brendan Taylor. He'll go inboard towards the centre of the ground. And, no free kick played. Play on, says the umpire. Launceston supporters don't like it. Walsh gets the ball for North Launceston. They're on here. They'll come inside 50 now. Good kick towards full forward. It's a big long bomb, but it's out wide. Cox Goodger can't take the mark, and it's out of bounds. Bit unlucky there, Launceston, I thought.
Yeah, Tom Shepherd, I thought he was infringed on by Whitford. Penetrating kick there from Michael Tang. He's going to be a player, Maxie.
He is. He's very composed under pressure. Just takes his time.
So, right next to the left behind post, North Launceston deep in attack. They've only scored the one behind this quarter. Just been going 17.5 minutes. But Launceston not really doing any damage. Just the one goal for them. It'll be a short quarter. The ball goes outside defensive 50. Here's a chance for Lee. And here he is again. Number 25, Michael Tang.
Kick smothered.
Didn't quite work that time for him, but he's had a terrific opening half. Here goes Rulla Kelly Mansell bursting through the centre. Whiting needs to get in the game. He'll link up again with Kelly Mansell. He's got it now. He's got no one to kick it to. And he's being pinged for going too far. Well, I reckon that's pretty harsh.
It was certainly not over 15. It was probably struggled to be 10.
Well, I don't know whether the umpire actually, Michael, thought might have forgotten about the disposal that had happened before, because Mansell had hand passed to his teammate and then got the ball back straight away. It was the old 1-2, and he might have been caught there, the umpire. Certainly looked a bit harsh.
I think he was blindsided when the ball hit the ground. He thought he was running with it.
Jake Hines with the mark, spearing pass. Mansell drops the mark. Got time to give it to Blackberry, who got one to go on with too in the chops, and he's kicked it out of bounds on the full, and he's not too happy about it. He's going to come off for a bit of a spell. Is Jay Blackberry.
Unusual quarter this one, Maxie. Once again, you're feeling like North Launceston are on top, but Launceston just hanging in there. In the scoreboard, it's still only that 16 points of difference.
Just can't break their back, can they?
as Bart McCulloch, unusually, across half-back, takes a mark. He's invited now to play on. Kicks long, up the line. Riley drops the mark, recovers, gets through traffic. Over the top to Paul Freeman, to Nunn. Nunn's tackled. He tries to get it back to Paul Freeman. He does this time. Paul Freeman will run into a brick wall here. He has to release the ball. It's out of bounds in the interchange areas. You listen to City Park Radio 103.7 and 96.5, or you're watching the live stream on the TSL Facebook page. Also the new TSL app, which is fantastic. And TSL TV. Here comes now to Rundle, who's been quiet. Spills out towards Cousins, who's had a good quarter, to Bannister, the two recruits this year. Former East Coast Swan kicks it up towards Van der Velde. One touch, two. Tackled by Bennett. Oh, how does the umpire see that? It was a throw. Good tackle by Tommy Bennett because they were away, Launceston then. Two kicks out from goal. Bennett goes straight away. Up here towards Cox Goodger. He takes the mark. Right on the boundary line. But you'd be a brave man to back against him here. It's a fantastic shot for goal. How many has he kicked tonight, Rick? He's kicked the two.
He's kicked a couple, Dave.
In that first quarter. Resting a lot up forward once again is Brad Cox Goodger, the skipper of North Launceston. Comes around, delivers from 48. Will it turn? Will it turn? Doesn't quite enough. Knocked through for a behind. 4-6-30 to 2-1-13 Maxi.
They're just not capitalising on the dominance. 12-4 inside 50s this quarter. They could have put them away.
Very exciting news, Dave Mohr. I can see the Easter Bunny down there just on the other side of the fence with a basket of chocolates, hopefully heading up this way at half-time.
Level 4, please.
Indeed. Jake Smith kicks the ball towards half forward. Wouldn't Launceston love another one here late in the quarter? North have only kicked a couple of behinds. Launceston one goal. Just the 3 scoring shots for the quarter. And here they go again. Jake Smith kicks it inside 50. Just not functioning well in that forward half, Launceston tonight. And, well, we're going to get a free kick. Gee, that looked a bit lucky. Didn't seem to be a lot in it, Michael.
I think he's paid it for high. He was over the ball and not quite sure who it was. I think it was Cody Lowe just come in and jumped on top of it.
Well, this is going to test Rella Kelly Mansell. We had a lot of work done late in that first quarter on his left ankle. He is a left footer, of course, and he's going to kick from right on 50. And he loves a celebration. There he goes, the old Buddy Franklin arch. It's right across the face of goal, deep into the forward line, getting up high, and mark not taken. Ball spills free. Lovely linking work here in defence for North Launceston. The ball ending up with Pearce. Jake Pearce gets the ball. Gee, they're transitioning beautifully out of defence here, North Launceston. All class. The ball will come inboard. And the mark's taken by Foon, Jay Foon. Haven't called his name too much tonight. He gets it across to Ben Simpson. Been okay too so far for North. And they get the ball towards 50, but it's over the head there of Bennett. So Launceston, they will relieve. Come inboard. Kick wasn't good enough, but doing very nicely indeed. Turning well there was Sam Rundle. Kicks it towards the centre of the ground. Good use of the body there by Event, but the ball spills over the back towards full forward. Thorpe, can he take the mark? He should be able to kick a goal here. Mitch Thorpe, he does, and he likes it. His first goal for Launceston in the Blues colours. And as we tick into time on, 22 and a half minutes gone. 2 goals for the quarter, all Launceston's way. And they are right back in this contest now, Michael Walker.
They certainly are, Rick Fontyn. And look, I think that'll give Mitch a bit of confidence as well. It wasn't delivered the way that he would like and expected it to be, lace out. But his second effort after the contest, chasing the ball, a little snap across the body, got the result he wanted. And it's a funny game, isn't it? Like the North Launceston are actually dominating. But they just can't shake Launceston off.
That's the thing, Max. He's got great recovery on the ground for a big fella, Mitch Thorpe. He kicks, a lot of goals, not just from the mark and the lead out. He can also get them off the ground like that. So well done to Mitch Thorpe. Margin now closes to 11 points. Dying minutes of the second quarter. We'll have Damien Gill at half-time with the other match report from today. Here's Jordan Cousins using that pace of his. He tries to get in the left foot. He gets the handball inside 50. Bannister for goal. Dakota Bannister doesn't quite get the accuracy. Phase to the right at the last moment. One behind. And an accurate North Launceston this quarter. 4-7-31. Launceston 3-1-19 to kick in. Finds Taylor. 30 metres out from his defensive goal. He goes 45-degree kick towards Riley, who can't take the mark. He wanted the free kick. Lead him to Van der Velde. Throws it on the boot. It's going to work out all right, I think, to Smith. Working hard in front of Fletcher Bennett. It gets up to his feet. Gets the handball away. Umpire says a throw. Could have been advantage as Walsh took the ball. Here they go, North Launceston. Inside 50 through Whitford. Punched away by the Launceston defence. Oh, Modena pushing the back to Curtis there. He was on the ground first on the ball there. Riley gets out. He's had a good quarter, Dylan Riley. He dies on his opponent. And it'll be a ball up right on attacking 50 is Dylan Riley from Devonport. Ex-South Launceston as well.
It might be Jakey Nunn in a lot of trouble there. I think it's Nunn. Really favouring the right shoulder. He's in a lot of pain down there. Could be a dislocation of the shoulder.
Cox Goodger, handball over the top to the goal square. It's a goal. Zach Burt, I think it is, in the goal square. Opportunist goal. And Brad Cox Goodger just had the poise there. He didn't throw it on the boot. He got the handball to his good mate Zach Burt there in the goal square. He made no mistake. And that's the steadier they needed. North Launceston 5-7-37. Launceston 3-1-19.
Jake Nunn in absolute agony as he comes forward here just in front of the commentary box. I dare say it, I think he may well have a dislocated shoulder. He's in a lot of pain.
We'll get the word from the boys in the boundary, but I don't think we'll be seeing Jakey Nunn for the rest of the day. He's a valuable player for Launceston, very versatile, can play forward or back. Back in the centre, Rick Fontyn.
So, here they come again. Taylor Whitford, the coach, will kick it right to full forward. Over the back, should be a mark. Very easy, uncontested mark there to Burt. Well, Sam Lonergan, he'll be filthy. They've got themselves right back into this contest, Michael, and just like that, they're going to give a couple of goals away, and that shouldn't happen, an uncontested mark like that from a centre bounce.
No, it certainly shouldn't, Rick, and be deep into time on, I would have thought too. What is it, 23, 24 minutes?
Almost 26.
26. So 2 goals in time on certainly hurt any team.
Zach Burt lining up for goal number 3. He's only 12 metres out, and he kicks it. So a couple of quick goals late in the second turn to North Launceston, steadies the ship, and they are right back in the contest. Warney's down on the boundary, got an update for us.
Yeah, they've taken it straight into the rooms. The shoulder did look like it dropped a little bit low, so we'll get a bit of an update at half-time. Chris is going to go in and check out the Launceston rooms and see if we can get an update there.
All right, thanks very much, Adam Warney-Child, joining us on the boundary. So bad news for Jake Nunn, suspected dislocated right shoulder. So they skip out once again now, 24-point lead to North Launceston, almost half-time.
Yeah, just as Launceston fought their way back, Zach Burt with 2 goals has rested the ascendancy back to North Launceston. It's half-time as McCulloch takes the mark after the siren. And at half-time here at UTAS Stadium in the Northern Derby in round 1 of the TSL, it's North Launceston with the honours 6-7-43. Launceston at 3-1-19, a lead of 24 points. Rick writes a score down. He'll give us the half-time goal kickers.
Yes, 3 goals to Zach Burt. He got a couple of goals there late in that second term. 2 to the skipper, Brad Cox Goodger, and the rest all singles to Tom Bennett with the only other goal for North Launceston. Whilst for the Blues, it is a goal apiece to Mitch Thorpe, Matthew Spon, and Rulla Kelly Mansell getting a goal in the third term. So 6-7-43 North Launceston. There are 4 goals for the good of Launceston at half-time here on a beautiful night at UTAS Stadium. Launceston 3-1-19.
Maxie, some quick thoughts before we go back to the studio?
Yes, Dave. Look, those 2 late goals, it hurt Launceston, didn't it? If they didn't have them, obviously it's back to a 15, 18-point ball game. But just gives them some breathing space. And I suspect that Sam will be pretty disappointed in those last 2 or 3 minutes leaking those goals. And you look at them trudging off now, they're probably thinking, crikey, we were still in the game, but they look up at the scoreboard and they're actually being doubled now, which is a big difference psychologically. So North looking good, starting to get a few good running patterns happening, starting to get a bit of dominance out of the Cox Goodgers and the Whitfords and co. Cousins is coming into the game. Dakota Bannister coming back from a year at the Suns, what are they? The
East Coast Swans.
East Coast Swans at St Helens, getting a bit of the footy. So, they're starting to show promising signs, the Premiers.
They're in front at half-time. 6-7-43 to 3-1-19. We'll be back in just a moment here on City Park Radio and the TSL live stream. defeated North Launceston 3-4-22. So a 104-point win to Launceston in the Mercury Cup. Of course, this is not the first TSL game of the round. We had a game this afternoon at North Hobart Oval, and it was, I suppose, their rivals now because of all the player movement over the off-season, and that's the Tigers visited North Hobart Oval for the newly rebranded North Hobart. Very exciting day for the club there. And at the game for the AFL Tasmania Communications and Partnerships Manager, I hope I've got that right, Gilly, Damien Gill. Did I get that right?
Right, I'm just getting used to my own title myself, Dave. How are we, guys?
Not too bad, thanks, mate. And look, what happened today at North Hobart?
Today at North Hobart, obviously a massive day for the club, returning to the old red and blue and the name of North Hobart. A really big day for them. Unfortunately, they couldn't take the chocolates on the field. The Kingborough Tigers far too good. It wasn't without a fight, though. North Hobart showing a fair bit of grit and determination, but they are going through a regeneration as a club, getting their name back, but also as a playing list. A very young squad out there today, but as I said, they threw their bodies in, but the cream rose to the top, and the Tigers just a little too much class and experience on show today.
Let's see how the game unfolded, Gilly. We're looking at the scores tracking during the day. Looks like the Tigers got off to a fast start, but North Hobart had a good second quarter.
Yeah, about 15 minutes into the game, you thought, oh, this could be a really ugly game. Tigers jumped them from out of the blocks. New recruit Edward Burrows-Ching looked really good. He kicked the first goal of the game and first of four for him, and you thought the Tigers would kick away with it. And then North Hobart got into the game at the latter stages of the first quarter, and then the second quarter they really wrestled some control, kicking 3-3 in the second term to go blow for blow with Kingborough, and make a real game of it. And from there it was a bit of an arm wrestle in the early stages of the third quarter, and then Kingborough Tigers kicked away Burrows-Ching. Both of them, Edward and Ollie, got on top. Will Campbell, of course, who crossed over from North Hobart to the Tigers, was absolutely exceptional. Had a lot of the footy in the third term. And, as I said before, the cream rose to the top, and the experienced players, the likes of Marcus Davies, Ryan Matthews, Tyler Carter and Mitch Carter, both the Carters, and their captain Sam Rice, all got on top. And, the Tigers skipped away to win by 53 points.
There's, I suppose, a bit of talk pre-game, Gilly, about the fact that those players had changed clubs. And was there any physical nature to the game? Was there any spiteful incidents that you can identify?
It was pretty physical. I think the thing that didn't play into the favour of North Hobart is they're pretty wiry frames on a lot of the youngsters that are running around for North Hobart, so they couldn't get into them too much. But what I will say is, at the contest at the coalface, they went hard and they really put the pressure on, and it was pressure that bore fruit for them on many occasions. A lot of the goals they scored and a lot of shots they had were from forward pressure, and they didn't make it easy for the Tigers, who, I've got to say, if I had to have a knock on them, it was their use out of the back half, and they tried to run and gun it out of defence, the Kingborough Tigers, and it didn't work too well for them today. A bit of that was the North Hobart pressure, but also their skills were a little sloppy at times. So that's something for Trent Baumler and his team to work on in the coming weeks. But I think on today's showing, they're going to be a red-hot chance to really push for a top 5 spot this season.
Good evening, Damien. Rick Fontyn here. How are you going?
Yeah, good, Rick. Yourself?
Fantastic, thank you. Now, for the Tigers, of course, it's been a really tough initiation, and as they, I guess, build their club from the foundation up when they came into the TSL. But this must be pretty exciting for them to get a really good start to the season. As you said, from what you saw today, they look like they could really go up the ladder. But this is great for the competition, isn't it, to see a side that has struggled looking as though they're going to really start to go up a level this year.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely fantastic, and I think they promised a lot last season in the early stages and then probably failed to deliver on that promise as the season wore on. But I think this is the year they're ready to roar. They've got a lot of games into a lot of these kids, the likes of Lockie Clifford, who captained the Mariners last year. He's going to have a full season this year. They've added some good recruits in Campbell and Matthews and Eddie Burrows-Cheng, who looks like he's going to kick bags for fun most weeks. So I think Tigers are really well positioned. They've got wonderful facilities down there. They've got the club humming off-field, and I think exciting times are ahead for the boys from Twin Ovals, and just hopefully they can notch some results against clubs that they've probably never even been close to in the past. So that's going to be the next big step for them. But today they were certainly impressive and stood up when they had to.
And of course, one of their first big tests is next week, Gilly, because they'll meet North Launceston here at UTAS Stadium. So that'll be a hugely interesting game.
Yeah, it will be. Last year in the wet against North Launceston, they pushed them for a couple of quarters. Now they'll want to push that on further, but they're a bit of a different looking team this year because they had tall forwards last year at times with Mitch Walker down there, Daniel Archer at stages, and also Hugh Dixon, of course, who's now at Fremantle. They play small mainly, but also Cooper Sorty really emerged today as a good leading target for them. So they're a new look outfit in a lot of ways, the Tigers, and there's quality across most lines. So I think they'll take it up to North Launceston for a little bit next week. Hopefully, if they're there to prove their graduation into the next echelon, they'll push them for a little bit longer than they did last year.
Damien, Michael Walker here. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate.
That's good, mate. Obviously, North Hobart returns today, and there's been a lot of talk over the summer and what's happened and what hasn't happened. How was the crowd there? Was the TSL happy with it? I would have thought there would have been a lot of their old players returning for the day. Yeah,
that was one of the really good things about today. People were out in force. It was a really good crowd. It would have been over 1,000 there. A lot of ex-North Hobart faces coming back to see the old name and the old red and blue run out there. And although it didn't go their way, I think it was a proud day for the club returning back to North Hobart. So, it was a really good crowd, good atmosphere when they kicked their first goal. They really got up and about. And, I think for a lot of people down there, it was just great to have North Hobart back.
Yeah, and I think it's good for the competition as well to bring those people back, and the ground's certainly conducive to a bit of noise, like it's a little coliseum, isn't it, North Hobart Oval, and there's been some great North Hobart sides, and they've got a bit of work to do with the young guys that they've got, but if they stick at it and can keep those guys, who knows what's going to happen in the next couple of years with them.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential on show today. You saw signs from quite a few players. Young Pepin, he was very good. He's got a bit of pluck about him. Played through midfield and up forward. Got good hops on him. Sam Collins out of the back half, real composed, nice use by foot. Jacques Barwick finished off a nice goal, and there was a handful up forward. And Sam Caswell, all across the ground, did some really nice things. So there's some real promise there for North Hobart. It's just a matter of how they get these boys through the season with that appetite to attack it all. A couple more senior bodies wouldn't hurt Bear Robinson and his boys.
Gilly, thanks very much for your report there on that game today. And quickly, who do you think is going to win tomorrow between Clarence and Lauderdale?
I'm tipping Clarence, although Jackson O'Brien being out is a blow for the Roos. But I just think Lauderdale have lost some key pieces with Havea and Wish Wilson, so I'm going with Clarence. Okay,
so it should be a great Eastern Shore derby tomorrow. Gilly, thanks very much for joining us here on City Park Radio, and we'll catch up with you soon.
No worries. Call well, boys.
Thanks, Gilly. That was Damien Gill from AFL Tasmania, who was at the game today between North Hobart and the Tigers. Half-time here, it's 6-7-43. North Launceston to Launceston 3-1-19, a 24-point margin here at half-time. We might go back to the station for a couple of quick messages, then we'll hear from Warnie and Chris on the boundary. second quarter. Hit-outs Launceston at 10-7 over North Launceston. That's a 23-16 margin over the game. Clearances, Launceston 7 to North Launceston 9 in that second quarter. Inside 50 is a big disparity again, with North Launceston having 15-6. Marks inside 50, only 3 in that whole second quarter. 2 to North Launceston and 1 to Launceston. And the free kicks 10 to North and 6 to Launceston. Down on the boundary, we've got Adam Child and Chris Sayer. Boys, what's been happening there at half-time?
Yeah, g'day boys. I've been into the North Launceston rooms, and those guys were quite up and about, really. They are pretty happy with where they're at the moment, even though I'm sure that they'd be sort of feeling like the lead should be a little bit more with how much they control the game. So as they did, they got in there and got into their line groups, and plenty of chatter along there. And seeing Cousins up close, he's a pretty big boy, and he had a fair bit to say as well, which was good. So he's sort of fitting in with the group pretty well now. When Taylor Whitford was there talking to the lads, very much eyes were all on him. A lot of silence in the room while he was having his say, because it was probably one of the bigger crowds that I've seen in the North rooms at a half-time over the last couple of years. So he's just all about opening the ground up and running, and he doesn't care if they turn it over, because they just want to get the run on in this game, which is what North are all about. Big ticks to the mids there, and especially to Alex Lee, really impressed with his half. So, the North boys are pretty up and about. They're out on the ground now, and Chris Sayer, who is doing a great job in his debut here on the boundary line. He's been in with the Launceston rooms.
Yeah, well, unlike what Warner can say, I can't tell you much, because Lonergan took them straight into the coach's room, shut the door, and haven't seen him since. Can report on Jake Nunn, though, was a dislocated shoulder. They're trying to put it back in, but he's very, very doubtful that he'll be back for the rest of the game. So that's Nunn out. But I can't report any. I can report no other injuries for Launceston.
Looking pretty good here at the moment. The evening is a beautiful evening as it is dark here at 10 minutes to 8 here at Utah Stadium. There's one for the dollar swear jar of calling it the wrong stadium name. But yeah, it's about 15 degrees. The slight breeze that's there will not affect the game one iota, and it is looking very nice with the lights lighting up this beautiful deck here.
Warning, our Easter Bunny's down there somewhere, hanging around. If you're going to finish your report early, I'll give you a bit of permission now to seek out Easter Bunny, see if you can get some Easter treats.
We'll see if we can bring something up to you. I'll trade some Easter eggs for one of the jackets, because we'll be up for one of those very shortly. And
just quickly, any North Melbourne highlights fantasy-wise from their big win over St Kilda?
Yeah, not a lot there. I was a little bit disappointed. I've got Jack Billings in my side from the Saints, and he had a great game last week, but he's a little bit quiet today. He did save himself with a little bit of junk time, which is what we do like as fantasy coaches, when they can rack up a few numbers in the dying minutes, even though they got flogged. And that is one disappointment for Mr. Chris Sayer here in his debut. He's actually trying to cover up the St Kilda top that he's got underneath his City Park Radio jacket at the moment.
Fantastic, Warnie. Thanks very much for your report there at half-time. We'll hear from you again in the second half.
Talk to you soon.
That's Adam Warnie Child down there on the boundary. North Launceston are out nice and early. No sign of the Blues yet. And that's interesting. Max was interrupting you getting the chocolate ready there. But it's interesting that Sam obviously not happy with the Blues at half-time.
No, Dave. And look, he's got reason to be as well. Like we spoke about just before as they were walking off. They were in the game until the last couple of minutes, and just that lapse of concentration, quick delivery by North Launceston down into their forward line, and all of a sudden they find themselves 24 points behind, four goals when it could have been 2 kicks at half time. So look, he'd be in there giving them a good old rev up. I think the old sprays are gone, especially from people like Sam. It would be all constructive stuff, indicating to them where they need to get better. I don't think he'd be ranting and raving too much, but he would certainly be emphasising to them what they need to do in this half to get themselves back in the game.
Max, who's impressed you with some of those newer players for both teams? Got the likes of Libertoria's had a fair bit of it, but I think we mentioned a few times now Jordan Cousins was really good in that second quarter.
He was. Certainly, he took him a while. The first quarter got a couple of touches, but second quarter he would have probably doubled those. And his kicks, he's a penetrating kick, and I know a lot of his kicks were under pressure there in that second quarter. But give him another 3 or 4 games at this level, and he'll pick up the tempo. He can run like a hare, and he'll be a very big asset as an outside player for them.
We expect Whitford and Walsh and the likes of those players to play well every week, but how hard is it to coach and also be a player that has the output that we've seen Taylor Whitford have in that first half?
Look, it's not easy being a playing coach, but the crew that he's got around him, all bar Scott Stevens, a new player who's come on board.
Haven't mentioned that, have we?
No,
Yeah.
Launceston champion. He's their midfield coach. So the guys know what Taylor can do, the rest of them can do. It's not a whole new coaching panel. So apart from I'm aware of Scotty Stevens coming on board, the rest of them are familiar. They've been there for 4 or 5 years, and they all know how each other thinks. So his job's half done for him.
Blues come back on the ground.
Well, the field umpire, he's made his way down to the southern end of the ground. Launceston have only just run out, and he's telling them to get into position straight away because they are out extremely late, Launceston. And North Launceston already, their interchange players already making their way to the bench. And, well, they've just completely ignored the field umpire there, Dave. They've gone into a very tight huddle, Launceston, but treading a very fine line. They've really come out extremely late. And in the old days, I know when I used to umpire, we used to go in the change rooms and tell them, come out, boys.
In the old days when Trevor Donaldson was umpiring, he'd just blow the whistle and she'd be play on.
Actually, this reminds me a little bit of, I think, a game we covered last year here, mid-year. Remember that North Launceston wore the numbers, the red numbers with the red background. But it was a similar sort of game where North Launceston had a lot of control. Launceston came out and had a real go at North Launceston, I think in the third quarter, and sort of drew almost level, but North drew away again. So Launceston have got the ability to come back into this game, but it's going to take a big effort in this third quarter.
It'll take a huge effort for them. In the first 10 minutes will probably prove whether they can do that again today. It looks like they're probably a couple down. Kelly Mansell's back on the bench. He's still here, still limping, and obviously none is none no more.
Absolutely. You're listening to City Park Radio 103.7 and 96.5. To get us underway in the second half, from Fontyn Sports Media, here's Rick Fontyn.
So North Launceston taking a 24-point lead into the third term. Launceston, well, they need a quick start. And North, though, they're going to get the first clearance out of the centre because they've got a free kick going the way of Josh Pontyn, who goes short, misses his mark. Vanderveld should be there first. Well, just probably stood back a little bit longer there. Didn't really go hard enough at it, but luck's a fortune. Polfreeman comes through. He's been pretty good for the Blues. The kick's too far. No, off hands. Play on, says the umpire. Event, he can't pick it up either. And players spill on the ball. They're going in hard here. I think they have got a bit of a rev up at half-time, Launceston. And they do come forward. Quick inside 50 there from Thomas Shepherd. It's been pretty quiet for the Blues tonight so far. And we're going to have a ball up about 60 out from the Launceston goal. Heading to the city end of the ground here in the third term. It's North Launceston. Those two late goals, telling goals in the second half. They in the second term. 6-7 to Launceston. 3 goals, 1. And playing in front, Zach Burt, he's already kicked 3 goals today. He'll go inboard. Dangerous looking kick, but it comes off. They're going to go forward here inside 50, North Launceston. 1-on-1 contest over the back. Great mark. Coxgoodger. Too strong.
And the player setting it up was Jordan Cousins, that strong, penetrating left foot.
So Brad Coxgoodger, really strong overhead. And from about 30 metres out, he really shouldn't have any trouble here. He's a beautiful kick for goal. Brad Coxgoodger, he's already kicked a couple tonight. As he moves in. And a little bit of work for the goal umpire, but it's okay, is it? I think it might have snuck home. He likes it, it has. So Coxgoodger gets his third, and North Launceston get the all-important opening goal of the third term. Inside 2 minutes, they move to 7-7-49. Launceston 5 goals down, 3-1-19.
They just look a bit light on in their backline now, Launceston, don't they? With none gone, you look at their physical strength. That mark was taken against, I think it was Joey Boyce, who's probably one of their more physical players. And as we know, Coxgoodger's got a lot of upper body strength, and he's done it pretty much with ease in the end.
Couple of minutes into the third quarter, it's the vital first goal. North Launceston got it. Coxgoodger once again. Leadham wrestles the ball forward. Taken by Rundle on the left foot. Inside 50, Whiting front position against the event. It clears both of them. Over the back, snap it, goal by Thorpe. It's off to the right. One behind, 3-2-20 Launceston. North Launceston 7-7-49.
I think if Launceston are going to get back into this game, Sonny Whiting needs to get a few more touches because I don't think he's had a kick yet.
Kick out from fullback. Nice delivery. Punched away from the back position. Will go out of bounds. And doing the kick-out duties there was Bo Sharman, who's a beautiful left foot kick. We've seen that many a time for the Devonport Football Club. He's fitted in nicely to that North Launceston back line. They're such a unit as they've been over the years, their premiership years. As it's a boundary throw in. Lee front position. Knocked down by Spon. Close to the boundary line. Over once again.
Tell you what, with the lights not on at full beam here tonight, when that signage goes dark, Michael Walker, it's all of a sudden it looks like a bit of a light show.
It certainly does. It's nearly a grey out, not a black out, just a grey out.
Boundary throw in, Spon front position. Lee gets a tap away. Killer Lee in there. Richter Solder gets it out. Handball out of congestion. Richter Solder again towards Whitford on the boundary line. Does it well. Short kick is a nice one. Finds Dakota Bannister. He wheels and goes on the right foot. Kicks up the wing. Boyce front position. Or should have taken the mark. Spills it. Gets it on the rebound. Gets some space for himself. Up towards Thomas Shepherd, who can't take it. Chance for North Launceston and Fontyn if he can pick it up. He does now. He's caught. Handball semi-smothered. Gets it to Whitford. He's on top of the ball. And it comes out eventually to Fontyn. Kick up the wing. Great work at shoelace level there by McCulloch. Gets the handball to Bannister. Looking better all the time. Over the back. It's a mark. Cousins. No, in fact, Burt, sorry. Zach Burt. Number 8. He's taken a beautiful clunk. About 35 metres out. Slide angle. And he's lining up for goal number 4. Kicked 2 in about a minute in that third quarter. Kicked 1 early on in the first quarter. And Zach Burt, you almost have your house on this one. Crosses the 50. Slow, deliberate approach. This is for North Launceston's 8th goal. Delivers. Umpire doesn't move. That's another goal to North Launceston. 8-7-55. Launceston 3-2-20. And a great one-out mark by Zach Burt, Maxie.
It certainly was. And in true forward style, he had Tom Bennett screaming towards the goal square there. He could have just handballed over the top. But I think in the change rooms afterwards, it was, I had my back to you. I didn't hear you, Tom. He was never going to give that one off. Never.
So the margin, 35 points here at UTAS Stadium. Round 1 of the 2018 TSL season. Tigers getting their season off to a great start. As we heard from Damien Gill earlier, winning the game against North Hobart at North Hobart Oval earlier today. And here the reigning premiers flexing their muscles early. Almost 6 goals to the good from the ball up. Not much happening. We're going to get a secondary ball up here as we approach 6 minutes of the third quarter. So 7 of the 8 goals coming from Zach Burt and Brad Cox-Goodger. They've been terrific up forward for North so far tonight. But here's a chance for the Blues as the ball comes inside 50. Really impressed with the fitness from North Launceston. They've really run well. They haven't been flat-footed. Very impressive start inside 50. Numbers there with North Launceston. Thorpe, he can't get his hands on the ball. And it's going to come here to Foon. He'll go across a little bit dangerously. 2-on-1 contest. Nice work there as the ball was punched down by Aganis. And Launceston still got that ball inside 50. Short pass, and Aganis will take 1 grab, 2 grabs, and he takes the mark just inside 50. About a 45-degree angle. 45 metres from goal. Desperately need a goal here, Launceston. Because this game is getting away from them very, very quickly. So Aganis moves in slowly. Crosses the 50. Little breeze to speak of. A bit of an up and under kick. Has it got the legs? It's just across the face of goal. I think it is. And away to the right through for 1 behind. So Launceston move on to 3-3-21. It's North Launceston well in front. 8-7-55.
Ball's cleared up to the wing. Defensive side. Taken out by Tom Shepherd, who's having a bit of it in this quarter. Kick under pressure. Not a good one. Over the head of Liberatore. Here they go, North Launceston. Ponting. Gets it away to Young. Kicks across the line. Mark taken by Michael Tang. A quiet second quarter, but very impressive early days of this game. Tang. Delivery towards Burt. Can't take the mark. Has the poise, though, to recover. Up towards half forward. Off the hands of Rundle. In a tussle there with Walsh. Eventually it wins the boundary line, does it? No, it stays in. Maxie Walker thinks it was over, so do I. But the umpire says no, still in play. Maybe the whole of the ball wasn't over, Max. Maybe not.
Maybe, yes.
As it's a ball up anyway, right beside the boundary line. Leadham and Lee come together. Over the back, it's now Whitford. Kicks off a step. Inside 50. Ball knocked away by from Burt. Good defence on that occasion by Chrissy Savage, the veteran from Launceston. One of a number of Savage brothers that have played for the Blues over the years. Boundary throw in 40 metres around from the left behind post. Knocked down in front. Chance for Whitford. Will he get it? He will. Just before the boundary line, he's tackled over. Boundary throw in. Well done, Blackberry. Blackberry's been a bit quiet tonight, Maxie.
Yeah, he has.
A lot of it.
He has, Dave. But he hasn't been by himself, has he? It's very hard to find someone who's been a 15-plus possession player in the first half for Lonnie.
Of course, in the coming weeks, they'll have Harper and also Lonergan back in their midfield unit. Inside 50, chaos ball, shoveled forward, over the top, chance for North Launceston, it's a goal! Fantastic snap. Just pick up the player, I think it might be Taylor Whitford. I think the skipper has snapped that one around the corner. It's another goal to North Launceston. That's 9-7-61 to 3-3-21. The margin out to 40 points. And inspirational goal there from the coach, not the skipper anymore. He was skipper last year. The coach of North Launceston, Taylor Whitford. And the margin grows ever larger.
It certainly does, Dave. Look, just while we've got a bit of a break there, Rick mentioned young Reece Goodger with the women's final the other week. One of the other central umpires out there today, young Tommy McIntyre, spent the summer in Darwin and was rewarded with the NTFL Umpire of the Year up there. So well done to Tommy as well.
Indeed. Tom McIntyre. It's a great pathway for umpires here in Tasmania. Of course, a couple of them are doing their trade now in the AFL, which is absolutely fantastic. All right, ball's free. And North Launceston, well, they've kicked the only 3 goals of this term, and they are well in control. It's going to be a free kick here to Launceston. The margin, it's pretty big at the moment, isn't it?
40 points.
40 points. That scoreboard is 2 goals behind at the moment.
That's a goal to Mitch Thorpe.
And while I'm trying to find out what's going on with the scoreboard, Mitch Thorpe has kicked a goal, and that's his second of the evening. And Launceston's fourth, so they move to 4-3-27. And the scoreboard shows North at 7-7, but that's definitely not the case. It should be 9-7-61, I think, Dave. So the margin, 34 points.
Great goal from Thorpe there. He just gathered on the boundary line and casually put it through on the left boot, and that's the ability of the man, isn't it? He can convert from all sorts of situations.
It is. Probably wasn't the best kick from Jay Blackberry to get it in there, but it was quick, and it got it in there to give them a chance before North had a chance to flood back.
So the goal's starting to come. Game breaking open a little bit. We're 10 minutes into this third quarter. It might be just in touch, Launceston. 34 points. They need to get a wriggle on very soon. Lead him off the ground. It's in the centre of UTAS Stadium. Whitford again. Gee, he's had a great game. Up towards half forward. Clean bowls Tommy Bennett. Taken by Shepherd. Shepherd kicks towards the centre circles.
Yeah.
Taken here by Riley. He's tackled well. Fantastic tackle there. As the ball spills free. Kicked inside 50 by Foon. 1-on-1. Cox Goodger. Did he push his opponent out? He did. That was savage. And the tackle there by Bo Sharman was fantastic in the centre of the ground. Bone crunching. An experienced big-bodied player is Sharman. As a short kick, as a risky one. Mark's taken though by James Gillow, number 27, on the left boot. Kick sideways to Hines. He's drifted out of the game a bit. Jake Hines on defensive 50, looking for Shepherd. That's Thomas Shepherd. His brother Corey's injured at the moment. He kicks inside at the centre square to Casey Brown. Starting to get a bit of possession footy going, the Blues. Overwood's a wing, a risky kick. It's knocked away by Taylor Whitford, BOG for mine. Out it comes now, Young. Handball. Back now, North Launceston working with handball to Cox Goodger. Over the top, Tom Bennett. Into Jordan Cousins. Cousins for goal. Great goal, North Launceston. Turnover occurred on the wing. Chain of handballs. And Jordan Cousins, reward for effort in this game this evening. He kicks the 10th goal for North Launceston. 10-7-67. Launceston 4-3-27.
I think if Launceston don't kick the next goal or two, this could get very untidy.
Could indeed. And Launceston, they were doing it well from the defence, Maxie. They had a chain of possessions going, but just that one turnover on the wing, and they just swept it away. And a fantastic goal to Cousins.
Yep, and that's just the pressure that North Launceston apply, whether it be the first game of the year or the last game of the year. They hit it right from the beginning.
So ball back in the centre. Umpire throws it up on this occasion. And it's negated, and they'll come forward through Polfram and kicks it inside 50. Runner Kelly Mansell should take the mark, and he does on 50. So this game really has opened up in the last 15 minutes or so. Kelly Mansell kicks towards full forward. Pretty good kick. Oh, mark not paid by the umpire. Thought he had it long enough. And the ball out of bounds.
Matthew Sponner. I thought he had enough of it, Rick. I agree with you.
So, the person who matters the most, the field umpire didn't think so. So we've got a boundary throw in about 35 metres around for the Launceston goal. And they trail by a lot. 40 points the margin in favour of the reigning premiers. And they'll come out of defence again. Aganis there gets shoved off it pretty easily by Bart McCulloch. Zach Burt's had a great third quarter. Aganis gets a nice handball out. Here's the chance for them to come forward now. Little short pass coming there from Killalea. Too far though. Tang there. Quick race on here. Who's going to get there first? It's going to be North Launceston. Strong tackle by Sonny Whiting, who really has had a very, very quiet night. And they're going to come forward. Lee gets a handball out, and North are away again. Coxgood just going to have to come over the top. He does get the first grab. Quick kick there for Launceston by Boyce. And might have been smacked in the back there. Should be a free kick for North Launceston. And it is.
Cody Lowe.
So, pretty easy decision for the umpire. Lowe goes wide. And Ponting takes the mark. Railway side of the ground. Manning the mark is James Gillow. So Ponting just puts it on the boot, kicks it wide, very wide indeed, and it's gone out of bounds. So disappointing kick there from Josh Ponting. And Launceston quickly play on. The mark taken by Thorpe, who's tackled but gets enough time to get the handball away. Switches play. Kelly Mansell, can he get up and take the mark? He took a screamer in the opening quarter. He can't. It's all North Launceston over the back. Connor Young, good kick. Handball. Ball now with Tang. Has a bounce. Comes through the centre of the ground. Gee, they look good when they're running, North Launceston. Good. The handball just misses the mark there. Polfreeman. Handball comes out now. Chance for Riley. He avoids one tackle. Handball to Killalea. He's got time. He's got space. Neat looking kick inside 50. Not being able to turn very well with Spawn. He's kicked the goal tonight. Kelly Mansell kicks it. Should be a mark taken. No, it's not. Probably too high. Free kick to Launceston against Lee.
Oh, they could have played advantage, Rick, but no.
It's going to come back.
I think it might be Sammy Rundle, Maxie.
I think it is, yeah.
It is a free kick to Rundle.
I think Powerfman was a little bit undecided there whether to play on, and he didn't see the bloke standing in the goal square. Otherwise, it could have been a freebie for him.
So, first game of the season, and Sam Rundle just stretching out there a little bit. I think fatigue could certainly come into play late in the game. We've crossed 16 minutes here in the third quarter. So, tightish angle, but only about 30 metres out. Sam Rundle moves in, kicks across the face of goal. I think this is going to miss everything. In fact, it didn't even make the distance from about 30 metres out. An easy mark there taken in defence, and North will clean up. Lee, he does very nicely there, swivels out of a tackle. It's a handball out, doesn't find his teammate. Opportunity here for Launceston to come through. And a little bit slow, gets a kick away, and Lucks of Fortune. The mark's going to be taken, plays on, and kicks a goal, does Thomas Shepherd. Shepherd kicks a goal for Launceston. Almost 17 minutes gone. That's their fifth of the night. And they move to 5-3, 33. Get that margin to 34 points.
It's had a quiet night, Michael, but young James Gillow there, he took him on.
He did.
Said he's going to be positive. I'm going to do something. He did get caught with the ball, but he got the kick away. Lucks of Fortune. Got it to Tommy Shepherd.
Yep, and at least he was attempting to make the play, James, so that was good. I imagine that Lonergan would be quite irate with the set shot at goal there 30 seconds beforehand. No one back on the line, 3 North guys there, no pressure at all.
Umpire throwing the ball up now. Leadham and Lee share the spoils there. Overrunning it is Cousins. Gets it now. It's Jordan Cousins. He's tackled. He somehow gets his hands free. No, he doesn't. He's penalised for holding the ball. Here they go with Dylan Riley on centre wing. Attacking 50. Thorpe, front position. Doesn't quite get the judgment. Good work there from Connor Young. He's had a great night. Tackle laid there. As it comes out to Thorpe, over the top to Kelly Mansell. He's confronted by a couple. Gets a handball away in panic. Only as far as Mark Walsh. He kicks it to the wing. Another turnover as Polfreeman attacks the ball. Low centre of gravity. Gets through it. Nice handball to Thorpe. Kicks chaos ball inside 50. Chance here. Knocked away by the North defence. Kelly Mansell's bundled over the line. Boundary throw in about 40 metres around from the Launceston goals. They trail by 34 points. They've kicked a couple in this quarter.
They need more out of Whiting, don't they,
Yeah.
Michael? He's had a really quiet night, Sonny Whiting.
They certainly do. And I think Jack Event's been on him most of the night, so he's wore him like a glove.
Chain of handballs, kicked out of defence. Cody Lowe up towards the wing. Mark taken by Cox Goodger. Hasn't played a lot on the ball tonight as he gets the handball to Whitford. Pursued by Aganis. Pressured kick out of bounds. Boundary throw in about 60 metres around from North Launceston's goal. You're listening to City Park Radio 103.7, 96.5 and watching on Facebook Live on the TSL Facebook page and various other places. TSL TV now on our app. So lots of ways to view the footy this year. Boundary throw in. Front position was taken there by Bannister. He knocks it away. Bannister again. Fontyn quick kick. To advantage perhaps to Bennett, who's held by an arm. He still gets a kick away. Chance here for Aganis. Tries to get round Cousins. He does. Hands free now to Smith. Smith weighs up his options. Not a great kick. Taylor does well. Gets it out towards Liberatore. Up towards half forward now. And here's Thorpe. Thorpe up against Young, the two number 9s. Young overruns it. Thorpe will go off the ground. He won't get the distance on the kick. Kelly Mansell in a wrestle. Does well there. Does Rick DeSolda. Back to Kelly Mansell. Snap for goal. I think he's got it. He has. Raised his fist in the air. Kelly Mansell gets a vital one for the Blues. And all of a sudden the margins are within 5 goals. 6-3-39. North Launceston 10-7-67.
Very lucky to get that goal. Like North Launceston worked so hard with their numbers back there. I think it was 3v1, but the bounce went Kelly Mansell's way, and you make your own luck, and he did then. So
since half time, it's 4-3 North Launceston's favour. So entertaining quarter, Rick.
It is indeed.
Entering time on, and we've had 7 goals.
Getting excited. 40 points was the margin at the 16-minute mark, and they've now reduced it to, what are we looking at, 28 points. So, well, you never know. It's a pretty high-scoring quarter. Lee gets a tap down, and North will get away from the centre, playing in front, unable to take the mark. Ball spills free. Chance here for North Launceston. Well, goal coming up here. Zach Burton's going to stroll in and kick goal number 5. Well, they just have all the answers, Michael Walker, don't they? When Launceston on a few occasions look as though they might be able to string a couple of goals together, they answer back, and there we go. Zach Burt, 5 goals.
And that's the big difference, isn't it? Launceston works so hard to get it down the other end. North get a clearance out of the middle, quick kick, lands on Zach Burt's chest, 30 metres out, strolls in and has a bit of goal kicking practice.
And often you find in North Launceston victories, everyone contributes. And that was Casey Curtis there who got that quick kick out, number 23.
It was.
And fell in the lap there of Zach Burt.
All right, back in the centre again. Leader gets a little tap down and they burst away through Walsh. Here come North again, inside 50. Vanderveld gets his hands on the ball, gets a handball out. And Launceston do get away, and the ball's trickling towards the boundary line. They want it, but they're not going to get it. Foon has it. There's a bit of time to get around and kicks it in short towards 50. Nudged under the ball. Liberatore has the ball. He's joined the Launceston side this year from Victoria. Nice little tap there from Lee to Foon. And Foon's kick's a good one. And might have been a bit of holding. Free kick to North Launceston. Outer side of the ground, about 60 from goal.
I think it's Big Bart there, Rick.
Bart McCulloch kicks it towards full forward. And tapped out of bounds. They're unable to take the mark. Brad Cox-Goodger, and we're going to have a boundary throw-in. Beautiful night here in Launceston. As Adam Child said, about 15 degrees. Very pleasant night here on this Good Friday. Round 1 of the TSL for 2018. The Tigers, in case you missed it, victorious earlier today, convincingly over North Hobart. And here at UTES Stadium, it is a good lead, 34 points, the margin at the moment, in favour of the reigning premiers, North Launceston.
Boundary throw in, far side, the white sign in the background. As the boundary umpire picks up the ball. Bit of sting gone out of the game. Margin is 34 points. That scoreboard's doing me in, Rick, because I don't think it's put up the 6th goal for Launceston.
So I'll hand it over to you, Dave.
That's right, lucky I'm doing it on my laptop here. So boundary throw in again. Lee gets it towards Liberatore. He can't pick it up. Handball. Dropping the ball there was Simpson. Trying to pick it up was Whitford. Kick forward now by Fletcher Bennett. Up here, and Hines nearly takes the mark. He now gets it on ground level. Handball over the top. Gillow to Liberatore. Gillow got one high. Will the umpire call it back? Should have done. Play on, but now it's with North Launceston. Lee. Backwards now to Fletcher Bennett. Chain of handballs. Event. Cody Lowe in the middle. Mark not taken there by Tang. He's got it over the top there. He might be penalised here, Michael Tang.
Very lucky.
He was indeed. He did it well in the end. So Ruller has a bit of a smile at the umpire. Tang slow to get up. In fact, he's hobbling a bit, Michael Tang. Keep an eye on that one down the boundary, boys. Oh, beautiful play by Whitford once again. Gets his kick away just in time. But Mark's taken into 5 defensive 50 for the Blues by Dylan Riley. He releases the outlet kick now towards Hines, who picks it up. He's confronted, though, by Cousins. Tackle by Bennett. Holding the ball, is it?
No, too high.
Too
lucky.
high.
Lucky.
Very lucky.
And 50.
Yep. Might have been something said there by Jordan Cousins.
Cousins threw the other guy to the ground after it.
Thanks, Maxie. So 50 metres.
Yeah.
34 points the margin. They desperately need the last one of this quarter. Probably got 2 or 3 minutes left. A lot of goals kicked in this third quarter.
Blood rule as well. Tang coming off the ground. It's all happening on the boundary.
So you're moving a little bit better. What a cop to knock. Hines 2 kicks out from goal. He looks sideways, eyes darting a little bit.
Tom Bennett off with the blood rule.
As play on now, Hines goes deep, looking for Thorpe, who gets position, but well done in front there by Connor Young. Gets the handball away skillfully as well, to advantage. Event, back towards Cody Lowe, kicks off a step outside defensive 50. Great tackle, Richter Solder, although Tom Shepherd does get it away to Killerley, who's on the boundary. Tom Shepherd in some trouble there on the boundary line. Killerley plays on straight away. Into the hot spot. Thorpe is there, knocked away by the North defence. Fantastic work. Whitford's knocked up getting kicks tonight. Mongrel's a punt outside his defensive 50. Out in towards Burt. He's pursued by Casey Brown. Burt does well. He can't keep his feet, neither can Brown. Both on the deck. Player tackled there might have been Jake Smith.
Casey Brown's in a bit of trouble on the ground too, by the looks of it.
In fact, it's Joey Boyce. He is indeed. He's not getting up in a hurry. He's attended to by a trainer. We'll keep an eye on him. He might have been winded. He's getting up slowly. Joey Boyce with the free kick. And he'll relieve the pressure for Launceston.
Well, tell you what, the trainers are working overtime here tonight. There'll be some very, very sore bodies. Been a tough physical game.
We'll get down to warning in a minute. The next
Few
stoppage.
Injuries. Good kick towards half forward. But again, at the fall of the ball, it's all North Launceston. Dakota Bannister gets a handball out. Whitford had a great quarter. Bannister again. No, Ben Simpson, that was on that occasion, getting the handball to his school teammate there. Fletcher Bennett, beautiful kick inside 50. Terrific football, and Burt will go back. He wants to play on, and he does, and looks for, and no mark taken. Bounce just in front of Bo Sharman, and we're going to get a ball up. Not quite sure why Burt didn't go back and kick it. He's kicked 5 already.
Quickly down to the boundary, warning.
Yeah, quickly here, boys. Tom Bennett's just getting his eye patched up, a little bit of claret coming out of there. And it looks as though with Michael Tang, just a little bit of a knock, and we'll see what that looks like at three-quarter time.
Cheers, warning. Free kick.
It is a free kick.
Whitford.
Michael Chang, former great tennis player, wasn't he? Oh, Warnie. And mark is taken here by Bart McCulloch. Bart McCulloch hasn't kicked the goal tonight. He's got a chance to rectify that and get his name on the scoreboard as well. They're well in control, North Launceston. 34 points the margin. Deep into time on. McCulloch's kick is away to the right and through for 1 behind. So North Launceston move on to 11-8-74. Launceston 6-3-39. Closing stages of the third quarter. Been a high scoring quarter in terms of how the matches, the first couple of quarters went. And Launceston, they really need a goal here before three-quarter time to give them something to go into the last quarter. Getting up high, lead, and couldn't take the mark. Almost looked as though he was going to kick that in the wrong direction there for a moment, Launceston. I don't know that he quite had an idea where he was going from over Brendan Taylor, but the ball's here with North Launceston again. Launceston with the numbers, though. Beautiful work. Avoiding a tackle very easily there was Low, but a disappointing kick. And the mark taken there by Aganis. He decides to go long to a contest just outside 50. McCulloch tackles Vanderveld there as well. Numbers with North Launceston. McCulloch gets a handball. Bennett was there as well. Plenty of players around the ball. It's not coming free. And the umpire's going to have to come in and sort this one out.
I think high tackle there late on Anthony Liberatore. So he'll relieve. Had a few possessions early on, but he's faded out of the game a little bit. They just need this last goal before three-quarter time. Sort of rule of thumb, if you can be within 5 goals, three-quarter time, you give yourself a little bit of a chance. They're just outside that at the moment. 34 points. Ball on the far side. Here's Jake Hines. This way, that away. Over the top, Aganis is going to be under all sorts of pressure. He's double-teamed there by the North Launceston players, and he might have got out of it with the ball up.
Proverbial hospital handball. Michael Walker shakes his head.
You wouldn't want to be under it, would you?
Yeah, that's when the supporters yell kick it in those sort of situations, as it's knocked to the ground from the ball up. No advantage there. There'll be a secondary ball up. 29 minutes. So we almost get a 30-minute quarter here with the number of goals that have been kicked. 5 to North Launceston and 3 to Launceston in this third quarter. Up the wing it goes. And a mark's taken there by Fletcher Bennett. In fact, it's Ben Simpson. In fact, I was right the first time. Fletcher Bennett is at three-quarter time here at UTAS Stadium. North Launceston 11-8-74, leading Launceston 6-3-39. As I said in that quarter, 5 goals to North Lonnie and 3 goals to Launceston. Goal kickers Rick Fontyn.
It's been a great night for number 8 for North Launceston tonight. Zach Burt, he has 5 next to his name. 3 goals to the new skipper for North Launceston in 2018, Brad Cox-Goodger. And the rest all singles to the coach, Taylor Whitford, Tom Bennett, and also Jordan Cousins, a goal for Launceston. 2 apiece to Mitch Thorpe and Rulla Kelly Mansell. Singles to Tom Shepherd and Matthew Spon. So North Launceston well in control here at three-quarter time. 11-8-74, 35-point lead over Launceston, 6-3-39.
Entertaining third quarter, lots of goals kicked and plenty of individual highlights. So hopefully Launceston will put up a fight in that last term. We'll take a break here from UTAS Stadium. Back in a moment on City Park Radio and the TSL live stream. .74, Launceston 6-3-39. Major goal kickers, Zach Burt 5, Brad Cox-Goodger 3 for the Bombers, and for Lonnie 2 each to Mitch Thorpe and Rulla Kelly Mansell. Might just pass over the stats there, Mike. Dave Gruber, once again, the best in the business. He's been with us now for a number of years, and he collates these stats beautifully. And looking at the hit-outs in quarter 3, and North Launceston gaining an ascendancy there, 15-8, so it's 31 apiece over the evening. Clearances, North Launceston dominant there, the likes of Taylor Whitford, Mark Walsh, etc. Jordan Cousins, they've done fantastic there, 13-7. Inside 50s, 15-11, so it evened up a bit there, Rick, in that quarter. Marks inside 54 apiece, so 10 now to North Launceston to 5 over the night. Frees 8-3, Launceston's way that quarter. Michael Walker, a better quarter from the Blues, but still North Launceston on top.
Yes, it was, Dave, and look, they tried pretty hard that quarter, and when they did move the ball in quickly, like I emphasised at the time when Blackberry got the kick at centre half forward there, moved it quickly, wasn't a fantastic kick, but he got it in there. It was a ground ball. Mitch Thorpe was good enough to outbody Connor Young on that occasion and got it in and kicked a goal. But you go through the Launceston list tonight, and it's pretty hard to pick half a dozen blokes who have contributed across 3 quarters at the moment. They've had guys who have played well for part of a quarter but haven't followed on for the next quarter. Whereas North Launceston, you could pick 6 or 8 names and say that they've contributed significantly in every quarter to date.
We've got a fit Taylor Whitford. I mean, he had his injury concerns last year, but wow, the way he started this year, he's right in the prime of his career, isn't he? And he's got everything before him as the coach of the team and as a player.
He certainly has, and I guess what I'd like to see from Taylor this quarter, like if North can kick the first 2 or 3 goals and stretch that margin out and probably put it beyond doubt, I'd like to see him come off and just spend a bit of time watching and learning how his coaching crew are doing it, so he's not out there running around, because once the game's won, it's a great opportunity for him to sit back and then just get a better feel for how his support crew are running the ship for him.
And positionally, Mike, what can Sam Lonergan do? Does he have to roll some sort of a dice here? Has he got many options?
Well, on the performance tonight, Rick, I don't think he has, no. Mitch Thorpe has done okay when he's gone into the ruck. Yes, he's kicked a couple of goals, but one, like I said a moment ago, was a rushed kick, and Sonny hasn't done anything. It might be worth throwing him in the middle for 5 or 10 minutes so he can get his hands on it. The Shepherd boys have done okay. You expect Powerman to continue the way he did at the end of last year, and he's probably been their most solid contributor tonight. He gives 100% all the time. Dylan Riley as well. He's been certainly in their top 2 or 3 as well. So, yeah, look, he probably needs to throw a couple of guys around to get them into the game and just to get them a bit of confidence for their next game in next week.
In fairness, I'll get back to it in a moment, as we've got Warney down on the boundary there with Chris Sayer from all the reports from the 3/4 time huddles. Warney, what do you got for us?
Yeah, just come out of the North Launceston huddle. They're still in there together at the moment, nice and tight. The big things there from Taylor Whitford was that their tackling, they need to keep that pressure up, and they dropped off in a few of their stat categories that they're keeping an eye on at the moment. So obviously a bit better quarter there for Launceston. But North just want to keep that pressure on and keep that going at the moment. No real injury concerns there. Michael Tang, we did see that he came off hobbling a little bit, but no treatment to him at all. Now Chris Sayer was over with the Launceston side.
Yeah, Coach Lonergan just gave it to his players that he wants to work hard, much higher work rate. Just work the whole quarter. And really nothing much else was said. But interesting, they came out of the huddle first. And no injuries, although a lot of tired legs.
And we are heading into this last quarter. The temperature has dropped down to about 13.5 degrees. That breeze coming through is a little bit chilly, but it still has no effect on anything that is happening out there on the ground.
How are you going with the Easter eggs, Warnick?
Yeah, can't find any of those, which is a little bit of a shame. Should have stocked up and put some in the pockets before the game.
Those new jackets are very warm. We're trying them out up here for you.
They are. They're very nice. Thank you, lads. Hope you're enjoying the nice warm box up there.
Thanks, Warney, and we'll hear from you down the rooms after the game.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Adam Morningchild and Chris Sayer there for City Park Radio. So we're back in the middle for the last quarter, last stanza. Probably a forlorn hope now for the Blues, but they've got a lot to gain from a solid last quarter leading into next week. City Park Radio and the TSL live stream. Here's Rick.
So North Launceston get the first clearance. They've been on top all night in that department. Ball right at the 50. Vandervelde tackled strongly. Might have been Pink for holding the ball. And the ball's going to come back. It's a North Launceston free kick. Looks like it's going to come back to Sharon Egger. He gets the handball off to his teammate there in Sharman. Kicks inside 50. A little bit too far there for his teammate, and it trickles out of bounds. So boundary throw in. About 40 metres around from the North Launceston goal. They've been very impressive tonight, the reigning premiers. Terrific to see a very healthy, strong crowd here. The opening weekend of the 2018 TSL season. It's been a good night here, beautiful day. And, of course, playing for the Phil Edwards Cup here tonight. And it looks at the moment that it's going to go North Launceston's way. Here's the ball on the centre wing. It's a foot race. Getting the ball first is Dylan Riley, being one of their better contributors. That's a neat-looking kick. The mark taken inside 50 from Jay Blackberry's boot, but it's way over the head of Mitch Thorpe, who looks back at Blackberry. And that was a pretty poor option. And luckily, it's deep in their forward attack because that ball has hit the behind post. It will have a boundary throw in.
Next stoppage, Rick, I'll talk to you about the Phil Edwards Cup because it's actually an exciting finale to that one.
So, yes, there's a very exciting rule in regards to that. So I look forward to getting the update from you on that one, Dave. So plenty of players around the ball. Eventually, North Launceston break free. The ball there towards the wing position. Very nicely taken now. Here's a chance for Zach Burt. Can he get there first? He can. Kicks it off the ground. And with all the time in the world, Brad Cox-Goodger can take all day to pick it up. He dribbles a funny-looking kick. That's a horrible effort. And it's come all undone. And Launceston going to come away. So Brad Cox-Goodger gives his opponent there a little tap. And says, nice chase, son. But they've still got a chance. North have got the ball back again. And the kick nicely smothered there by Riley. And the ball eventually out of bounds.
Do you think it's unusual, Maxie, that Cox-Goodger's played such a long period of time up forward? He hasn't had a lot in the middle. I'm not sure he's 100% fit. In fact, he's coming off now.
Yeah.
And hobbling. So whether that groin injury that he suffered in the grand final has reappeared or not, it's a bit hard to tell. But he has been inside attacking 50 a lot, and he wasn't moving as well as he should be in that attacking 4-8 then when he missed the goal. Here comes Van der Velde. Spins around, gets tackled, gets it away. Quick kick by Shepherd, I think it is. Outside defensive 50. Here they go, working hard, the Blues defence. Gillow, kicks straight away. Gets a bit of penetration inside centre square, but it goes straight to North Launceston. They'll come back into attack. Event leans back on the kick towards McCulloch, who takes the mark, and he cops one.
Jake Hines.
Bertie,
you've just lost the ball.
Oh, dear. The match review panel might have a little bit of a look at that one.
I reckon there's a report here.
He's going to get fit. No, what's going on here?
It has been reversed.
No, it has been reversed. So I'm sure our viewers on the live stream saw that. McCulloch took the mark. He received a bit of attention from Jake Hines. Burt came in to remonstrate, and it's been reversed, and Jake Hines ends up with the ball. So I don't know what you make of all of that, but in the end, it's a free kick to Launceston. Jake Hines takes his time, runs to defensive 50, gets close to the man on the mark, invited to play on, up the wing, mark, nice one there by Matthew Spon. Spon wheels around now, up towards half forward, Thorpe front position, takes a good mark, no, play on says the umpire, Luck's a fortune as Blackberry's got it, to the advantage of Whiting, if he can pick it up, he's going to be met by the defence, he picks it up, Whiting looking for a handball outlet, gets one by Rundle, shrugs a tackle, Sammy Rundle, gets the kick away out of bounds on the full. Free kick North Launceston. Now I'll quickly talk about the Phil Edwards Cup. It's about accumulated goals over all the games today. So this is the fifth game. And at the moment, Launceston lead by 5 goals, pretty much because of virtue of a big win in the Mercury Cup. So if North Launceston can gain 5 goals on Launceston in this quarter, it'll be a tie. They need 6 to win. Kick towards attacking 50 for Launceston. They take the mark. And looks like, not sure who that is over there, might be Gillow. We'll get a look in a minute. It might be Matthew Spon anyway. It's a short kick, not a great one. Bootlaces of Thorpe, he can't pick it up. Off the ground by Pontyn. Up to the wing to Boyce. Boyce, nice low pass. Mark taken by Gillow on this occasion. Gillow had a better second half. Up towards full forward. Mark nearly taken by Kelly Mansell. Probably should have taken it in the end. Spills to the side. Handball in hope there from Richter Solder. It's a pretty negative passage of play here. Blues defence working overtime to try and clear. Killerly kicks dangerously across the face of goal. Here's Richter Solder. Gets it out. It's a kick into the half-back flank. Holding the ball, says the umpire.
Good tackle.
Good tackle, so the Blues will get a free kick here. Dylan Riley laid the tackle. He'll be rewarded for effort there. Tackle laid on Jack Event. So he's about 5 metres in from the boundary. 45 out. So a quiet start to this last quarter. Still 35 points the margin. No score through about 7 minutes. of quarter number 4. Dylan Riley, recruited this year from Devonport, close to the man on the mark, misses near side. In fact, misses everything. Out of bounds on the full. Score remains 11-8-74 to 6-3-39. The Bombers in front.
Poor kick there from Dylan Riley. Hasn't had a bad night though. Been one of the better contributors in what's been a pretty disappointing night for the Blues so far. 6.5 minutes gone, final term. And the score, in fact, hasn't changed at all. We haven't had a score in almost 7 minutes of the final quarter. Ball over the back, and it's going to come Launceston's way. Picked up there by Casey Brown for the Blues. The ball in short, but poor kick. And North Launceston, well, they're well in control here. Kick forward. Nice kick in the mark. I think that might be Burt, who's come way up the ground. No, he's down in the forward 50. Can't quite pick who that was up. It's a bit dark here a little bit. It's a funny thing to say at UTAS Stadium that it's a little dark under the lights, but of course we're not working on all cylinders with the lights here tonight. As the ball comes inside 50, and here he is all on his own.
Burt.
Zach Burt. Well, that was poor defence from the Blues, and Zach Burt's going to go back and line up for goal number 6. What a terrific start to the season for him. I remember a couple of seasons back, Dave, I think Zach Burt kicked an absolute bagful against Launceston one night here as well. He certainly likes playing against the Blues, and named in defence before the game, but he's been up forward all night and has been absolutely fantastic. So Zach Burt approaching 8 minutes, 35 metres out from goal, comes in, kicks, looked good off the boot. And that's a very, very nice kick. Goal number 6 for Zach Burt. Goal number 12 for North Launceston. And they kick well clear here now. 12-8-80. And they lead Launceston 6-3-39. The margin might be starting to blow out, Dave, but it's getting exciting. Another 5 goals and they're going to be
That's
tight.
right. That's what we're going to keep our eye on now in the Phil Edwards Cup. The margin is now just 4. 38 goals to 34 over the day. And that's the biggest margin of the game, I think, Maxie. 41 points. So Bombers well on top.
They certainly are, Dave, and it would be the biggest margin of the game. And like we said in the third quarter, I think it could get a little bit ugly if North continue, but they just can't shake them.
Back in the middle, and Lee to Walsh. He might have got one high. Play on. Gillow to Jake Smith. Kicks inside 50. Chance for Kelly Mansell. North defence have been fantastic today. Back to Michael Tang. This way, that away. Not a great handball. He gets it back again. Over the top to Richter Salter. Weaves his way through traffic somehow. Handball wasn't great. On the ground. Players diving in with lots of passion. Knocked backwards. And it's Michael Tang once again. Gee, shows some dash out of fence. Sorry, it's Bannister this occasion. Picked up there for North Launceston by Sharon Egger.
Had to be in the back, surely.
Play on. And umpire will now take possession of the ball. Sharon Egger has been a bit quiet since the early stages of the game. Feeling his way into the North Launceston combination. Recruited from Devonport in the off-season. Knocked down by McCulloch. Whitford inside-out kick. Dangerous position for Launceston. Mark not taken. Pill on the ground. Handball smothered here. Players working overtime. Vanderveld's got it. He's tackled straight away. Is he holding the ball? He is. Didn't have it a long time, but incorrect disposal. And he coughs the ball up right in front of goal.
I think it might be Jake Pearce with the ball.
Yes, Jake Pearce. Featured on the bounce last year on Fox Footy for his dribble kick, which Macca highlighted in our call. And Jason Dunster was none too happy. I don't know if you saw that one, Rick. Very funny.
I did see that.
As Jake Pearce now from 40 out. Nice kick. Another goal, North Launceston. That's their 13th. 13-8-86. Lead Launceston 6-3-39. And we're in danger of a bit of a blowout here, Maxie.
We certainly are, Dave. We certainly are. And look, it was a good, hard contest there. Jake Pearce was prepared to get to the bottom of the ball. It ran in, attacked it hard, and was rewarded with a free kick. That guy that you mentioned, Macca.
Macca, yes. He's enjoying his Easter break.
We used to know a guy by that name, do we?
We do. We still do. No, he's at Ulverston in the caravan. He's tuning in. He's one of our biggest fans, and he'll be here next week for the big game between North and the Tigers. Back in the middle. Once again inside 50 by Bannister. Chance here for North Launceston. Mark not taken by Bird on this occasion. Aganis working hard. Vanderveld's got it. Wrestles it over the boundary line. It'll be a boundary throw in about 10 metres around from the North Launceston's goal.
Yep. Very nice spot down there, the Ulverston Caravan Park. There's always mild in Ulverston too. They don't get those cold nights down here. He's probably got the fire pot going. 3
goals the difference now in the Phil Edwards Cup.
Well, it's getting closer. Dave's getting excited. We've got a boundary throw in deep in attack for North Launceston again. Over the back it spills. Whitford couldn't quite get to the ball. Up and under kick. No one there to gain possession. Sharonega close in. A lot of players around the ball, about 30 out from the north goal. And the umpire eventually has got to come in and ball it up.
A lot of tired-looking players out there now. It's starting to the footy's starting to be a bit more scrambled rather than free-flowing like it was in that early in the third quarter.
Yep, certainly has. Michael, right on it. Handball out. Plenty of Launceston players over the back. They'll come outside defence. Scrubby-looking kick towards the centre wing. Evades a lot of players. Almost tackled without the ball. Nice little handball out there from Fletcher Bennett. Inside 50 it comes. Mark just unable to be taken. Here's a handball. Here's another goal coming up. Bang. 2 in a row for Jake Pearce. And North Launceston stretch the margin even further. That's their 14th of the night. 14-8-92. And Launceston 6-3-39. 53 points the margin here at UTAS Stadium. And the reigning premiers getting their 2018 campaign off to a fabulous start.
Well, the Phil Edwards Cup now is back to 2 goals. What a great thing for the football community in Launceston. Ricky been involved with the media quite a while and would have known Phil and what his commitment to sport in Northern Tassie. It's just a great thing for the 2 clubs to do, isn't it?
Indeed it is. Very fitting. He was a wonderful man, Phil Edwards, and it was certainly a shock and a terrible loss to the sporting community and, of course, to the community in general. He's done a lot of fabulous things over the years, so thoughts certainly with his family still, and a great way to respect a great contributor to local sport here in the north of the state particularly.
In the forward line from Kelly Mansell. Chance here. Whiting gets the handball away towards Blackberry. Thinks about going onto his right. Gets the handball away. Kicks smothered from Thorpe. Still in play. He might get a second opportunity, Mitch Thorpe. He does. Intelligently finds a teammate. And that's Brody Paul Freeman, who will line up from about 45 out. About 10 metres in from the boundary line. Chance for the Blues to get one. They haven't scored a goal in this last quarter. Still on 6-3-39, which was their three-quarter time score. And North Launceston have 3 to date. In the 14-minute mark.
Not a single player backward of the centre square.
Brody Paul Freeman. Fantastic 2017 for the Blues. Ex-Western Storm. He kicks into the man of the mark. Chance now for the Bombers to rebound. Richter Solder has it. He tries to do too much, I think. Just gets the handball away in time. Shrugging tackles now as Dakota Bannister. Kicks on his right foot beautifully and finds Bart McCulloch. Handball straight away to Fontyn. Here they go, the Bombers. Pass to Burt. Second grab's got it.
Bennett.
In fact,
Bennett.
Tommy Bennett. I often get those 2 mixed up.
Beautiful passage of play.
Wasn't it fantastic? And Dakota Bannister, wow. He was just a machine coming off half back there. Nothing was going to get in his way. Short pass now from Bennett. Can't find a teammate there in Whitford, who's on the ground. It's back here towards Bennett, wrestling with Aganis. Player thrown out of the contest. Nice handball now to Liberatore. His kick, though, goes straight to McCulloch, who drops a mark he should have taken. Great pick up, Foon. Handball. Ends up now with Tang. Tang laterally to half forward. Doesn't quite find his teammate. In fact, it's an intercept mark by Tommy Shepherd. He goes to his right now and finds Riley. Dylan Riley had a good game in his first opportunity with the Blues towards Killalea. Hasn't been the worst either for the Blues. Kick straight away here towards Whiting. Gee, Jackie Event's done fantastic tonight on Whiting. He's tackled though by Kelly Mansell. He does release. Now back to Whiting. Chance for his first goal. Kicks to the goal square. Gillow can't take possession. Fantastic defence there from Cody Lowe. That's 1 behind for the Blues. 6-4-40, 14-8-92.
Jimmy Aganis comes to the bench sucking in the big ones. There's a lot of tired boys out there tonight. 16 minutes have elapsed here in the final term, the opening round of the 2018 TSL season. And Liberatore with the ball, gets a handball out chance to steady, kick towards full forward. No mark taken. And a quick snap on the boot. And there might be a goal there. Well done to James Gillow, I think, might have snapped that one. Very nicely evading his opponent. And Gillow kicks his first goal of the night. And just Launceston's 7th. And that margin, 46 points. It's North Launceston 14-8-92. Launceston 7-4, 46. And Michael Walker, certainly some tired bodies out there. A lot of players walking back to their positions. Sorry, go.
No, there certainly is, Rick, and I reckon they'll be looking forward to tomorrow with their recovery, because it's a long pre-season and they've put a lot of effort into it, and it's starting to show now, mate.
Good work, James Gillow there. Opportunist. He kicks many goals like that. He just got a knack for kicking them in those sort of positions. As we're underway again, Fontyn picks it up nicely. Handballs backwards. Connor Young, underground kick, but it's effective to Cousins, who's tackled from behind by Blackberry. Too long on that occasion, Jordan Cousins. He's been a bit quieter in this last quarter. Out now towards Chrissy Savage. Mongrel punt inside 50. Tang attacks. Tang handballs in front of him. Back towards Savage, who did the follow-up. Look away handball. Kelly Mansell. In now towards Matty Spon. Inside 50, and there's Gillow again. Chance to kick 2 in a minute. He thinks about playing on, but he's got a nice left foot on him as James Gillow. As I said earlier in the call, he did kick 4 last year against Glenorchy at Windsor Park in a big win by the Blues over the Magpies.
That Mercury's Cup scoreline, Dave, is going to impact significantly on this Phil Edwards Cup, I think.
That's right. They lead by 3, and if Gillow can convert, it will be 4. They lead 39-36 at the moment. Gillow, it misses near side, 1 behind. Lonnie going to 7-5-47, trailing North Launceston 14-8-92.
Play on immediately. Kelly Mansell standing the mark there, doing some star jumps. Has to get in the plate as Kelly Mansell. Not had a bad night, a couple of goals. Copped a bit of an injury early on in the game. So they come out. Here's a chance for Launceston again to come inside 53. Brennan Taylor. This might be Gillow again, is it? Kicks it to full forward. Whiting in good position, but terrific defensive work. And the ball tapped through for 1 behind. He just hasn't got into the game at all. He's been worn like a glove, Sonny Whiting. Hasn't scored a goal tonight. Been a great player for a number of seasons. Has Sonny Whiting. Had a little spell at Lilydale in the NTFA. With great success. He was a 100-goal kicker there. But hasn't been his night tonight. But he's had a few teammates that have just haven't really performed on the opening round of season 2018. Very disappointing. They would have come in very confident, Launceston, Michael Walker, wouldn't they, after their great finish to the season?
Yep, they certainly would have, Rick. And to start their season off like this, I reckon Sam would be fairly disappointed overall.
Chance to bounce back next week. They've got North Hobart at Windsor Park. So North a developing young side, as we heard Damien Gill mention at half-time. You'd expect the Blues to win that one next week.
So Lee and Leadham do battle in the ruck. Been a good contest for most of the night. Alex Lee's been very good around the ground. The ball there with Cody Lowe, and they'll transition here onto the outer side, and the mark being taken by Ben Simpson. Been pretty good while he's been on the ground, Ben. He's been on and off a fair bit tonight, the youngster. He kicks it towards half forward. Good kick. Gee, that's a strong grab. Terrific work in front. Tom Bennett has got a good vice-like hands, and that's a neat-looking kick. Oh, and going back with plenty of courage. Taylor Whitford was right on his hammer. Excellent mark taken by Dylan Riley in defence for Launceston.
Dylan Riley switches play towards Hamish Leadham. Riley's been Launceston's just about at their best for mine. He's been fantastic tonight. Ball's marked now by Ponting. Inside 50 for the Bombers. No mark taken. Ball on the deck. Chance. Snap for goal. And looks like it's through. Dakota Bannister. Welcome back to the Northern Bombers. He's converted on the right boot from about 35 outs. And that's the Bombers' 15th goal. 15-8-98. 7-6-48. A successful return to TSL footy from Dakota Bannister after a year at the East Coast Swans.
It certainly has, Dave. Certainly second half, once he's adjusted to the tempo again, and he's ran the game out really well for a guy who is a solid build, so he'd have to work pretty hard on his fitness. And I suspect while he's played elsewhere last year, it probably wasn't as strenuous as what the training would be is what he's having here back at North now. But no, he's played really well, certainly in the second half.
Rick, before I pass over to you, a Phil Edwards Cup update, 39-37.
Well, the gap's closing, Dave. The gap is closing. And I know you can't see Dave Mohr, but he's standing up as he has done all night. He's jumping up and down. He's getting a bit toey. It's getting exciting because here they come again inside 50 North Launceston. Plenty of players around the ball. Can't break free. Bottled in there, right on 50 for them. Eventually comes out. Fontyn gets a kick. McCulloch in good position. Couldn't take the mark. Eventually ball spills and kicked away by Van der Velde, but blindly kicks it and a juggling mark. No, play on, says the umpire. I thought he was the only player to touch that ball. Anyway, the ball breaks free. Jay Blackberry being pretty quiet too tonight for the Blues. Ball comes through Sam Rundle and kicks it towards the railway wing. And they're going to come away with it here. Plenty of Northern Bombers around, but Gillow, who's had a good last quarter, but chopped off and they're away once again. Here's that man, he's had a terrific night tonight. Michael Tang copped a bit of a knock there in that third quarter, but showing no ill effects. He plays on. Handball to Jack Event. Back to Tang. Tang short. Almost an intercept mark, but spills here to Casey Curtis, the youngster for North Launceston. Back to Tang. He's got about 4 possessions in 30 seconds. Somehow the ball comes forward. Good use of the body and a very nice mark there taken by Casey Brown. Goes inboard. Oh, errant kick. And they're in trouble here. Taylor Whitford's got it. He might get a handball off. No, he doesn't. Good shepherding in the goal square. Plenty of players. Take your pick. Dakota Bannister. He'll pick it up, runs into the goal square, and he'll kick his second in a couple of minutes. Dakota Bannister gets his second for the evening. And Dave Mohr, you'll be getting excited. 1 goal the margin. It's like a soccer game here.
Look, just that turnover again, Maxie. And 2 things happened there. To go back a couple of minutes, the entry inside 50 by Launceston just summed up the night. It was just a kick and hope. It was cleared away easy by North Launceston, and they got possession back, and then the turnover resulted in a goal.
Yeah, it was, Dave. They just haven't been clean below their knees either, whereas North Launceston just seemed to be 40% better at it than what than Launceston have been tonight. And then that quick transition, the poor kick from Casey Brown. If you're going to kick it into the middle, you've got to be 100% these days in the footy at the pace it is. And I think we've run out of footies.
5 goals, yes. Well, we have 5 goals to 1 in this last quarter. And the Phil Edwards Cup, 39-38. The Blues lead by 1. Of course, they had a massive victory in the Mercury Cup, 18 goals to 3, 18-18 to 3-4. Don't know why, Rick, but I think it'd be somehow fitting if it was a tie. What do you think?
There's every chance. You'd have to think probably 4 or 5 minutes left to go in this. It could be longer because they can't find a ball. There is no ball out on the ground at all at the moment. And,
well, they had 5 games here today, so...
This is, I don't know if I've seen this. I reckon players stopped for about 2 minutes. The umpires are all in position and we don't have a ball. And we can't play if we don't have a ball. So this could be a very long quarter.
Now, boys, you'd remember the days, Max, you would have been playing in the days when there was a hedge to our left. I think a bike track to our right.
Here we go. We found a ball in the change rooms.
I think there was many a ball that was kicked into the hedge, correct?
The balls in the hedge, they were the bad ones. The ones that just went over to Invermay Park with a fence behind it, they were the good ones because they were the ones that you didn't see again.
Were you one of those kids that used to stand on the other side of the fence at Invermay Park and wait for the balls to be kicked out of the ground and run off with it?
Used to sell it.
Sell it, did you?
Sell it back to him, Rick.
Ponting inside 50 with a bit of a chaos ball. It's well met there by the Lonnie defence. Kicked out. Mark taken by Taylor. Taylor up to the wing. Nice one-headed mark there from Brody Paul Freeman.
Wish I'd thought of that, Michael.
Paul Freeman up to half forward. Spon up against Lowe. Spon does well. Handball over the top. Here's Kelly Mansell. From an angle, Rulla Kelly Mansell. Yes, sneaks it in. The right-hand goal post. And that's his 3rd goal for this evening, Rulla. Injured early, still hobbling a little bit. But that was a fine effort on that occasion. That's the Blues' 8th goal. 8-6-54. Trailing by 50 points now, 16-8-104. And that might seal the Phil Edwards Cup because they now lead by 2 at the 26-minute mark.
They've showed glimpses, like if they can move the footy like that. And I think Sam, being the type of coach that he is, he's not going to dwell too much on the things that they haven't done well, but the things that they do well, he'll be emphasising that during the week, and especially knowing that they're coming up against North Hobart.
From the ball up, sharked beautifully there by Jordan Cousins. He's had a good night for North.
Whoa.
Oh, up high there. No mark taken. Burt, he's had a terrific night. He's kicked half a dozen. And here's Bart McCulloch running into goal and slams it through. Gee, they've done that well tonight, haven't they? They've just seemed to have all the answers when Launceston kick a goal. That's McCulloch's first of the night. And all of a sudden, for the Phil Edwards Cup, it might be game on again. That happened very quickly.
I spoke too soon, Rick. Yes, what are we, 26 and a half minutes? And we did lose a minute or two there for the ball. What have we got? 6 goals to 2 in this quarter. It's an 8-goal quarter. I think we've probably got 3 or 4 minutes to go. And 1 goal the difference in the Phil Edwards Cup. 40-39, the Blues in front.
McCulloch probably deserved that. He's worked pretty hard tonight, Bart McCulloch. He's presented well and rewarded with a goal.
In the middle, with Leadham and Lee, as they've done most of the night, going at it. Leadham on this occasion, bad bounce for Palfreyman. He gets a second opportunity, picks it up, tackled by Pearce, gets the kick away, but only as far there as young Simpson. Simpson takes the mark. Not a great kick, intercepted there by Riley. Killerly, back to Riley. What will the Bombers do here? I think Pearce is on top of the ball. He might get penalised here for not releasing. Yes, the body language of the umpire suggested that was going to happen. Free kick Launceston. Play on now through Dylan Riley. And that's it. Final siren sounds here at UTAS Stadium. Round 1 of the TSL, the Northern Derby between North Launceston and Launceston. Final score, North Launceston 17-8, 110. Defeat Launceston 8-6-54. Rick, the goal kickers.
Yes, 56-point margin in the end. And Zach Burt, he kicked half a dozen tonight. 6 goals to him. 3 goals to the skipper, Brad Cox-Goodger. 2 goals each to Pearce and Dakota Bannister, kicking both of his late in that final term. And singles to Whitford, Bennett, Cousins and McCulloch. Whilst for Launceston, 3 goals to Rulla Kelly Mansell, 2 to Mitch Thorpe, and singles to Thomas Shepherd, Spon and James Gillow. So 17-8, 110 North Launceston. Far too good for Launceston. The reigning premiers off to a winning start of their 2018 campaign. Launceston 8-6-54.
And the Phil Edwards Cup in the end, 40-39. So Launceston take that out over the day, but just shows how evenly matched these teams are across all the grades. But it wasn't evenly matched in the TSL this evening. As Rick said, a 56-point victory. Michael, your thoughts?
Look, North Launceston will walk away from this game tonight, Dave, knowing that, they'll be scaring the opposition clubs again, I think. They're here to play. I can't see them not figuring in the top 2 to 3 of the comp. Yes, Kingston's going to improve. Kingston Tigers. Clarence will be thereabouts. Lauderdale have recruited a few guys from the Northern Territory. Launceston, I wouldn't discount them after today's game either. They promised a lot last year. They've picked, some good players up from other clubs this year with the demise of the Burnie and Devonport, and they do have a few Mariners who, unfortunately, for whatever reason, weren't allowed to play tonight. It would have been really, really special for the really good crowd here to be able to come and watch the Chase Joneses and the Taron Thomases of the world. Actually,
sorry to interrupt, but I'll name you 2 names, Joby Harper and Sam Lonigan.
Absolutely, yep. There's another couple of experienced hard bodies at the footy, which will certainly strengthen the Launceston guys up. And Joby Harper hasn't played a lot of footy the last couple of years after a pretty bad ankle break a couple of years ago.
Just noticing Taylor Whitford out there has got both of his upper legs taped and looking very, very sore. I think that's hopefully only a precaution. Didn't notice that he picked up anything that final term, but he's looking particularly sore, the North Launceston coach, and both his legs taped at the moment.
So both teams coming over now, I think, for the presentation of the Phil Edwards Cup. So we might just hold it here for that, before we go back to the studio. And Warnie, of course, will have an interview with hopefully Taylor Whitford at the end of the game. But both teams gathering in the middle of UTAS Stadium. Just to explain to our viewers and listeners about the Phil Edwards Cup, it was an idea to recognise the efforts of Phil Edwards, a journalist at the Examiner newspaper for many years, and his commitment to local football here, or local sport in northern Tasmania. He passed away fairly recently. I think it was the start of this year, Rick, if I remember rightly.
Late
last year, that's right.
Yeah.
So, and the idea was the team that scored the most goals over the 5 games played here today would win the cup. And as we were mentioning in the call, it was 40 goals to Launceston over the 5 games to 39. It's got the stats here from Groobs. Thank you very much. Just in that last quarter, hit outs North Launceston 8 to Launceston 6. Clearances Launceston 8 to 7 in that last quarter, so they won them out of the contest there. Inside 50s, North Launceston 14 to 11. Marks inside 50, North Launceston 3 to 2. And the free kicks were even in that last quarter. But I think the telling stats there over the day, 57 inside 50s to 37, Rick. So they were dominant going inside 50. And the thing with Launceston's inside 50s, they weren't purposeful, were they?
No, that's they certainly were. Looked a lot more fluid, did North Launceston. 48 free kicks for the game. That's a lot of free kicks, but 24 apiece, interestingly.
And your marks inside 50s, I mean, the like of Taylor, Whitford, Burt, also Bennett. Lots of marks inside 50 for North Launceston. They're dominant there, 13 to 7.
Adam Sanders out there as well. Of course, former great or terrific player Adam Sanders was out there with North Launceston patron Frank Medill, who I think is going to get the presentations underway.
Yes, Taylor Whitford winning the Adam Sanders medal, the best player on the ground in matches between these two clubs. As Frank Medill said there, he's been a great servant for both clubs over the years, Adam Sanders, player and coach. Okay, so the Phil Edwards Cup is won by Launceston, and the president of the Launceston Footy Club coming over to accept. And members of the Edwards family there presenting the cup. Photographs are taken. Round of applause from both teams. Great sportsmanship. Great to see, and hopefully, Rick, that'll be something that'll be played for in subsequent years.
Yeah, that's a terrific thing that's been done, and certainly great to show a lot of respect for Phil Edwards.
Well, we might finish up here for the live stream in a moment, and we'll continue for our City Park Radio listeners because we've got Warnie down the rooms in just a moment. But thanks for being with us, those who have viewed the stream on TSL TV or via Facebook or YouTube. I hope you've enjoyed the contest. The final score 17-8-1-10 to Launceston 8-6-54. So we farewell our stream viewers, and for City Park Radio listeners, we'll be back in just a moment.